Hurts, slant, Brown, lunge, touchdown Philadelphia. A.J. Brown snatched it out of the air for the score. Checks wing, well hit ball, and there it goes. Number 300 for Ken Griffey Jr., one of the youngest ever in the major leagues to reach the 300 home run plateau. Bothered by Lou. Iverson. How about that? Steps over Teron Lou. 7 straight points by Iverson.
Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Louis Sports Network. We are doing the San Antonio Spurs versus the Golden State Warriors here at the Chase Center. Shout out to Daniel Berry, first one in the building. What's going on? And guess what? I got a special guest, man. It's my man, the notorious one, G Money Hoops. So before we get started, guys, make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure those notifications are turned on. Make sure you're sharing on your social media platforms. Truly appreciate it. And G Money, can you tell the people in the audience where they can find you at on YouTube?
Well, thank you, Big Lou. Well, you can find yours truly, me, G Money Hoops, on BX Sports Jedi Network. BX Sports Jedi Network. That's when I will do my show more on the weekends, talk about the ins and outs about the NBA.
All right, you already heard it there from ladies and gentlemen. You heard it from G Money right here tonight. We got the San Antonio Spurs against the Golden State Warriors. Spurs playing better than expected right now with exceeding expectations, considering that they're not the most talented team in the NBA and they're fifth in the NBA. They're the fifth worst. They have the fifth worst scoring differential in the NBA, but yet they find themselves somehow 6-7, going up against a Golden State team that, I kind of figured that they have a championship hangover, but not kind of in the way that they're doing it right now. So they're struggling right now. They're 5-8, but they are 5-1 at home. They've lost what?
All 7 away from Chase Center.
They have not won a single road game this season, despite the fact that Curry is having arguably his best season of his career, this year. So he's averaging nearly 33 a game so far through 13 games in the season. Mm-hmm. This is game number 14 for Golden State. Actually, it's game 14 for both teams. So there's no Romeo Langford. He is out tonight. Malachi Branham is out tonight, and also Trace Jones is out for the Spurs.
And Zach Collins, too, and Blake Wesley.
They're out. Klay Thompson is out for Golden State tonight. He is not playing. So how do you see this game playing out for both teams tonight, and who do you have winning tonight between the Spurs and the Warriors, G-Money?
I think the Warriors get the dub tonight. I think they'll be gold-blooded. I think it's going to be a close game because the Spurs do fight. San Antonio does fight a lot, though. They do fight, though. And the Spurs are good on the road, so I think it'll be a close game, but I think the Warriors just have a little too much shot creation for the Spurs. I got the Warriors tonight.
Okay, you got the Warriors. For some reason, I got the San Antonio Spurs tonight, and I think to me, it's Jordan Poole has been getting some unfair criticism in terms of the way he's played. Now he hasn't been playing great, and he's been inconsistent, obviously, but it's not just him. G-Money mentioned it right before we went on air. The Warriors' defense has not been great, especially in the fourth quarter, with the way that they've been performing offensively late in games has really cost them. And we just mentioned as well, they have not won a single road game this year. So quite honestly, they have to get back on track on the road because they have no problem at home. They're 5-1 at home. But it does beg the question, though, because I believe that they just lost their last game to Sacramento on Sunday at home, which was their first home loss. But other than that, they've been fine at home. It's just they have not won a single road game, and it's crazy to me, G Money, right? Because they beat the Pelicans, and they also beat the Cavaliers, who had been playing well up to that point.
Actually, they lost to the Kings in Sacramento. By the way, they lost to the Kings in Sacramento.
Oh, you're right.
They beat the Cavs after being down by 11 late. They were down by 8 in the fourth quarter. They lost to the Pelicans, but they crushed the Lakers at opening night. Let's see. They've had some good. They've been down at home. They lost to the Nuggets. The Nuggets was the only home loss of the season without Jamal Murray that night. The Warriors, yeah.
That's right. You're right, because I forgot Denver came in there and they spanked them at home, which was
Mhm.
a little surprising. I thought the Warriors would dominate them.
Yeah, same here. But hey, our opinions were wrong, and the Joker had enough. And the Spurs, if we get to the Spurs, I mean, San Antonio, if you get to the Spurs, I mean, they're number 10 in scoring. I mean, overall, they're 14 points per game. The Spurs do like to run and stun. The only thing what killed the Spurs is close games sometimes. But if the Spurs want to try to get themselves into the play-in, they're gonna need Keldon Johnson's been fine. Derek Vessel has been on fire. He's been phenomenal, and so has Josh Richardson and McDermott. They've been fine. But if San Antonio wants to get themselves to the play-in, I think they need a microwave score off the bench and another rim protector.
Well, yeah, like I mentioned, it's amazing how competitive that they've been, despite the fact that they have the fifth worst point differential in the NBA. And for those who don't know what point differential means, it's how much you score compared to how many points you give up. That's what point differential means. And usually, when you're scoring more than what you're allowing, that means you're one of the better teams in the NBA when it comes to point differential. Especially, usually, the best teams in the NBA, their point differentials are anywhere from like about 7 to 11 points per game.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but the Spurs, despite the fact that they are the fifth worst in the NBA, they've been able to stay close in games. So due to the fact that they've been able to compete and their style of play has kept them close in games. Well, yeah, G Money is absolutely right though. They could use a rim protector definitely for sure.
And a microwave bench score. They need a scorer that can get buckets and get scorching on off the bench.
Yeah. All right, so the game is about to get started. They're introducing the starting lineup for the Golden State Warriors. This is pregame right now. Let's look at some other scores around the league. And oh, wait a minute. Let me just click this over here. There we go. Okay, so Boston just beat OKC by 4, 126-122 over OKC. Boston's been playing well this year, despite the fact that they had a first-year head coach because of obviously the Ime Udoka situation. Clippers winning 98-86. They just came off the loss to Brooklyn, but they had to bounce back against the Rockets. They're tied with the Lakers for the worst record in the Western Conference. Well, honestly, in all of the NBA, to be honest with you. Atlanta is up by 14 over Milwaukee. Atlanta's actually played well this year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Toronto beats Detroit 115-111. Charlotte wins 112-10. Is that 10? No, 105 against
105
Orlando.
on Orlando, yeah.
And wow, Miami and Phoenix in a thriller. Miami wins by 113-112.
Right. And also, by the way, those feisty Leprechauns from Boston, they've won 7 straight games now. They are scorching hot. 7 straight games.
You said the Celtics have won 7 straight?
Yep, they've won 7 straight because they came tonight with a 6 straight wins. Now, since they beat OKC, now 7 in a row. Joe Mazzulla has done a great job with this team.
All right, and let's take a look at the standings, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, the Bucks have the best record. They have the best record in the NBA at 10-2. They just lost their last game, but they're still 10-2. Boston, as G Money just mentioned, they just won their 7th straight, so they're now at 11-3. So that would kind of put them percentage-wise along with Milwaukee. So that's kind of a first place tie technically, but not really. Milwaukee's kind of just up by percentage points, but still Boston's on fire. Atlanta and Cleveland are tied for the 3rd spot at 8-5. Atlanta's been, like I said, Atlanta's played real well this year. I think that the combo guards with Murray and Trae Young have actually been really good.
Mm-hmm.
The Wizards surprisingly at an 8-6 record. That took me by surprise. Didn't expect them. Didn't expect to be. What's your assessment on the New York Knicks? To me, it's kind of like I kind of predicted they kind of be where they're at.
This is New York. Roller coaster. Up and down. Up and down. Here's what's crazy. New York is 5-2. 6-2 against teams under 500, but 0-5 against teams above 500. That is horrible. And here's what's recently with New York. Man, it was a bucket binging for OKC. It was a thunderstorm last afternoon. 145 points for the Thunder. And then two games ago, they got waxed by Brooklyn by the Nets by 27. The Knicks have kind of been inconsistent, and they've not been a good road team. They've been more of a better home team this year, but they have split it off. So they lost 6 of their last 9 after winning 3 of their first 4. They've just been terrible defensively. Their execution's not there in close games, man. That's my analysis with New York.
The only thing I got to say is that the fact that they gave up 145 points at home to the Thunder is inexcusable, which is one of the reasons why they're going to be. This team is just constantly inconsistent. We just have to make some changes to the roster, because the thing is, the Knicks, we don't really have a franchise player.
Agreed.
We need somebody that's going to be help lead us into the future in terms of eventually becoming contenders for years to come. We're just not there. We're just not there yet as a team. We're not there yet. And I haven't gone to a Knicks game, and I can't even tell you when. It's been depressing to watch. Like I said, ride or die with my Knicks. Don't get me wrong, but it's just been tough. It's just been tough to watch. All right, let us go to the game right here.
I know it's early and things could change from now to then. Anything is possible. Is it super likely that these two teams can see each other come April? San Antonio and Golden State for the first round of the playoffs? Is it possible?
I'm not really sure on San Antonio. Golden State has to turn it around, because this would be embarrassing for them in terms of if they were to go from an NBA champion to possibly having to make the play-in tournament. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think they will turn it around at some point, but they do have some glaring issues. Clay has looked a step slow defensively this season. Then you have the fact that Steph has had to carry the offense pretty much all year. He's having a career year, but it's not leading to wins because Jordan Poole's been inconsistent. Andrew Wiggins has been inconsistent. The defense hasn't been great. They've been struggling in close games in the fourth quarter. They haven't won a single road game all year. And I know Steve Kerr has got to try to find the right rotations in terms of who he could play at the end of games. So there's that kind of trust factor. So the Warriors have a lot of problems that they need to fix. And I don't like the fact that Draymond is blaming Jordan Poole for the last loss. I mean, you really
that was just disrespectful and wrong.
Like, you haven't been that great to begin with as it is anyway. So I don't know why you're blaming Jordan Poole for it. I mean, this all started when you and Jordan Poole had that issue in practice right before the season started in training camp. So I don't want to hear that. And I said that what's going to happen when the Warriors – I said this before the season started. What happens when the Warriors start to struggle, and now you're pointing the finger at Jordan Poole? You know the media is going to focus on that. Hey, we got Run TMC, Chris Mullin, Mitch Richmond, Tim Hardaway. They only played, 2 seasons together? They didn't get to play a long time, which is a shame because they were actually real fun to watch in the 2 years they played together. Real fun basketball under head coach Don Nelson. The Rock, Mitch Richmond, Hall of Famer, Chris Mullin, Hall of Famer. Tim Hardaway should be in the Hall of Fame, but I know why he's not in there, but he should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. But he's not going to be in there because of he's had a couple of incidents in his career that it's going to probably prevent him from getting in, but he definitely should be in there for sure, though.
Right. My keys for both San Antonio and Golden State: for the Spurs, run. Try to slow the game down a little bit. You don't want to play too fast with the Warriors. Slow the game down a little bit. Get Derek Vessel open threes. Get Keldon Johnson in the paint so he can stretch the floor. And maybe do some bounce passing for Yak to put up for pick and rolls. For the Warriors, this is a game. This might be a game for Andrew Wiggins. Utilize the mid-range game. Utilize your athleticism. And then, do some pick and pass for Steph Curry.
Wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just noticed that I see Tom Tolbert. I haven't seen that dude in a long time.
He was nice on the NBA and NBC as a commentator. Underrated.
I just see him now. He's doing Warrior games now. All right, so we got the starting lineup coming up right now for both teams. I just was looking over here. Let me just look over here real quick. Okay, so we got Sokin at the forward. We got Bates Diop at the small forward. We got Keldon Johnson. We got Jacob Poeltl and Devin Vessel for the Spurs. That's the starting lineup. For the Golden State Warriors, we got Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, Kevon Looney, Stephen Curry, and Jordan Poole, and playing in place of Klay Thompson. Smash the like, hit that subscribe. G Money, when you're ready, take it away.
Alrighty, Cool Cats. Alrighty. And let's see. And we're underway here at Dub Nation. So Vassell, basically up Johnson, Poto, and Sochan for San Antonio. Let's see, Jakob posts a high screen. Here's Vassell takes a mid-range shot and Swiss cheeses it like Kobe Bryant. Matching number 24 for Derek Vassell like Kobe Bryant. And the Spurs draw first blood 2-0 San Antonio. Here's Chef Curry with the rock. Soldier around the Schnazzola. Here's Curry to Looney with the give and go. Here's Wiggins on the dive. Here's Curry, who'll pump up a 3 and right down the hatch for Steph Curry and Golden State with their first lead tonight, 3-2. Warriors, the officials, Eric Lewis, Jake and Goebel for the officials, and a moving screen by Socho and a turnover by the Spurs, so the Warriors would get the rock back. Golden State, they've kind of been safe for so eyes. Here's what's cuckoo crazy. The Warriors are 5-8 this season, but they're 0-7 away from the confines of Chase Center. 0-7 on the road. That's unbelievable. Here's Jordan Poole after left wing. Jakob Poeltl on his grill. This should be jambalaya chicken for Jordan Poole. Here's JP on the baseline. The drive to Wiggins. Back to Curry. Puts up a 3 and throws up a clunker boarded by Banks Giap. He's San Antonio on the run. The Spurs have been surprisingly decent. They're 6-7, 3-2 away from AT&T Center. Here's Keldon Johnson grabbing his ankle, gets it up, but 2 straight blunderoos by the Spurs. The Spurs 3-2 on the road. Though the Warriors 5-1 at Chase Center, though. This is the first out of around 4 matches for these two squads. Ironically, one of the matches in January will be on ESPN, by the way. Just want to throw it out there. Here's Looney back to Poole.
Hold on, real quick. It's actually they're actually only playing 3 times this year, not 4.
Oh, my fault. 3 times this year. Excuse me. So a goal 10 for the Warriors. So here's Greg Popovich. Man, 27 years with this squad. And he used to be an assistant coach for Golden State for 2 years. Wow. Pop still breathing. Here's Socho back to Jakob Poeltl. Here's Jakob Poeltl the right way. And guys, Cookie's on 3 straight turnovers by the Spurs. Here's Draymond Green on the push. Here's Dre to Wiggs. He's Wiggs this off to Looney. He's Looney in the paint. And guys, Cookie's stolen by Jakob Poeltl. A spurific steal for Jakob Poeltl. And Derek Vassell brings the ball up. 10-11 to go. Warriors up 5-2. He's Jakob Poeltl on the high screen. Here's Socho figuring a long ball. Here's Socho in the paint. He's Socho with the floater. And a beautiful shot for Socho. And the Spurs down by a penny. 5-4. Golden State with 9:57 to go in Chase Center. Here's Draymond Green at the left wing. This is off to Jordan Poole, hacked and whacked, but bulldozed by Bayes Diop of the Spurs, though. And people forget, Bayes Diop last year actually went a smoking hot 11 for 11 at the last game ever, and Staples Center dropped a 30-piece on the Lakers, though. Just a little chicken nugget from yours truly right there. So
okay,
let's see.
That should have never happened. That should have never happened. But anyway, go ahead, buddy.
Crazy. So let's see. JP, who's kind of been very inconsistent to say the least, though. The Warriors up 5-4 and 9:47 to go in Chase Center. Next game, they got to fly to the Valley of the Shining Sun. JP nails the first freebie. And then November 18th, they got New York on ESPN Friday. So back-to-back ESPN games for them. If you look at Jordan Poole, he's just been in a dry spell. 16 points per game on a horrendous 41% from the field. If the Warriors want to go back-to-back, he needs to get on his game. So JP rings it up from the free throw line. The Warriors up by a trifecta 7-4. He's Socho with the rock. Here's Keldon Johnson figuring it. Here's Wiggins riding his grill. Here's Derek Vassell in the paint. Here's Socho, who pump up a 3 and throws up a clunker, bordered by Jakob Poeltl. Second possession for the Spurs. Here's Derek Vassell, shoots a 3, breaks boarded, and Looney wins the battle. Warriors up 7-4. He's JP. He's on the drive. He's JP on the drive. JP with the juicy do. Woo-hoo! He does the Houdini. The Warriors up a hand. 9-4. He's Socho with the spinorama. He's Socho back to Johnson. Here's Keldon Johnson. He'll shoot a 3. Won't go. Another offense by the Spurs. Here's Vassell for 3. Man, the Spurs are just launching it from long range, but they can't find the rhythm. Here's Wiggins with the board at the top of the key. 8:51 to go in the first quarter. Dubs up a hand. Here's JP. He'll shoot a 3, and that's eviscerated. Spurs on the run. Here's Keldon Johnson. Slice. Dice. No goodie. Boarded by Chef Curry. Here's JP. He'll give it up to Wiggs. Wiggs to Dre. Dre in the paint. Hacked and whacked. and he'll get himself to the stripe. So for the Warriors, their defense has been putting the Spurs in jail, though. Beautiful defense so far by Golden State. The Spurs 2 for 7 from the field, 0-4 from Curryland. Yikes, 29% shooting, though. Lockdown D by the Warriors, though. 8:40 to go in the first quarter. Dubs up a hand. Here's Dre at the free throw line. Nails it. Three for 3 for the Warriors at the free throw line. The Warriors right now 13th in the Western Conference, though, trying to get off that schneid a little bit, though. 8:40 to go in the first quarter. The Warriors up by 6 figures. 10-4. Golden State, 8:40 to go here at Dub Nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 10-4. Golden State up on San Antonio by 6. And let me just say this real quick. For those who are watching in the Bay Area, NBC Sports Bay Area, where you can watch the Warriors, Golden State, local-wise, local cable channel, Run TMC is actually doing the game tonight. So it is being broadcasted by Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, and Chris Mullins. So they're actually doing the game tonight. So the normal Golden State commentators are actually off. I don't know if it's Run TMC night, I guess, but they're doing the game. For the Warriors, though, one thing that they have to do, obviously Jordan Poole's got to get going. So this is a great opportunity for him to get some confidence since Klay Thompson's out with the injury, but he's got to have a big game. Warriors have got to defend the three-point shot because they're one of the weaker teams in the league in defending the three. Well, overall, their defense has been bad, but defending the three has been an Achilles heel for them all season long. And then they just got to limit penetration. They can't let the guards get into the paint for the Spurs. They just got to stop letting penetration, because that's one of the things that's been hurting the Warriors this year, has been their inability to prevent penetration from either guards or wings coming to the basket. So they got to do a better job of limiting penetration if they're going to win this game and definitely turn their season around.
Big time. Because the next game, they got a tough game against the Suns. I know the Suns have kind of been so-so this year, but they have a tough game at the Valley of the Sun. So if you're the Warriors, you want to get this game in your hand. If you're the Spurs, you got to hit threes. I mean, and they're taking too many. I know they're 6 in 3-point shooting, but they got to utilize the mid-range shot. The only time I see them use the mid-range shot was really more Derek Vassell to start the game. So if you're San Antonio, you want to back down the Warriors in the paint and utilize the mid-range shot if you're the Spurs. But like you said, Lou, for the Warriors, just prevent dribble penetration like they've been doing to this point today. And, just play without fouling too, because they hack a lot.
Yeah, the Warriors are one of the top teams in the NBA to committing fouls. It feels like almost every game they're like winning the foul battle in terms of how many fouls they commit, but that's been the problem. They have not been able to defend without fouling. And one of the reasons is they allow a lot of dribble penetration. So they need to work on their dribble penetration defense, not letting guys get into the paint. And another key guy that I'm looking forward to, since now with the injury to Klay Thompson, hopefully Moses Moody, this is a great opportunity for him to see how much he can do. He actually has the lowest plus minus on the Warriors. He's a minus 1.3, but Kuminga has a plus minus, I believe, of 27. Poole has a plus minus of 26, and Wiggins has a plus minus of minus 25. So that just shows you the impact of their defense. And then their inconsistency offensively is the reason why the Warriors have not won a single road game this year. Here's Draymond at the free throw line, 8:40 remaining in the first quarter. Knocks down the free throw. Warriors up 11-4. Take it away, G Money.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just a little behind you because I'm using buff streams. So yeah,
Gotcha.
Right. That's a little bit behind you. So let's see. Draymond Green, like you said, nails the first free throw. Warriors up a touchdown. Nails the second free throw. Excuse me. The Warriors up a touchdown. 11-4. So far, good start by the Dubs though. Good start for the champs though. So here's Derek Vassell on the paint. Kicks off to KJ. Here's KJ. He'll shoot a trifecta and throws up a clunkeroo. The Spurs, man, they've been stuck in the mud from downtown. 0-5 from downtown so far. 8:26 to go here at Chase Center in San Fran. Here's JP at the top of the key, back to Dre. Dre gives it up to JP. JP back to Dre. Dre playing hot potato with Wiggs. Wiggs will shoot a three and switch cheeses it. Andrew Wiggins nails to Jay, and the Warriors putting on the Spurs so far. 14-4 Golden State. Warriors hot, 4-7 from the field. San Antonio 9, 2 of 8. Here's Keldon Johnson with the hoop, and the Spurs fouling off the schneid. Down by 8 though with 7:53 to go here in Golden State. He's Wiggins at the left wing. Almost got his cookie stormed by Base G up. He's Poole faking a mini. Dre back to Poole. Poole to Dre. Dre backing in to Wiggins. Who shoot a three and throws up a cinder block. Vassell races down the floor. He's Vassell. This to Poto. Here's Yaka with the floater. This is jambalaya chicken over Jordan Poole. That's what the Spurs should have done to start the game. So let's see. San Antonio down by 6, scoring 4 straight points to be down by 10. Here's Looney. Digisoft needs to find a Warrior buddy. Here's Wiggs back to Poole. Poole, he'll shoot from 3, and he able to connect. JP from the heavens, and the Warriors have 17-8. The Spurs ice cold all 5 from 3. The Warriors on the money, 3 of 6 from long range. Here's Jacopo, throws out the floor, can't go. Josh Richardson tried to go for the tip in. Sadly, Wiggins and Looney, this is out of bounds, and it'll be San Antonio Rock. Here's Steve Kerr. He's been with the Warriors since 2014-15 as a head coach. So, nice pass, and the JP does the fake intake and does the splash. So let's see. Here's Jacopo at the top of the key. He's Jacopo hand give and go with KJ. He's Keldon Johnson in the paint. He's KJ throws it up, hacked and whacked, and the foul is on Andrew Wiggins. Remember, the Warriors are top 10 and giving up fouls. So if you're the Spurs, you might want to use your dribble penetration. So if you're the Warriors, you want to play with that foul in there. So sadly, Wiggins went for the cookie jar a little bit, and KJ will get to the free throw line. So here's Keldon Johnson knocks down the first free throw. Spurs first free throws for San Antonio. The Spurs 3-2 away from the AT&T Center. Remember, San Antonio started off 5-2. Then they went to a coast by losing 5 in a row until they recently curb stomped Milwaukee by 18 on Friday night at home. So here's Steph Curry with the ball. Keldon Johnson makes 2 freebies. Here's Looney in the paint. Looney back to Dre. Dre to Wiggs. Wiggs, he's faking. Here's Wiggs, the drive, the slice, the floater. No, sir. Looney, Johnny on the spot for the offensive rebound. Here's Curry back to Dre. Dre to Wiggs. And Andrew Wiggins screws the pooch by stepping out of bounds, though. So 6:25 in the first quarter. But wait, what happened, though? Let's see. Wiggins. No, he didn't step out of bounds, though. So he didn't step out of bounds. He didn't step out of bounds, so it's still Warrior basketball. 12 seconds to go on the shot clock. San Antonio down by a touchdown, 17-10 at Chase Center, though. So let's see. Wiggs inbound the ball back to Looney. Here's Looney at the top of the key. Here's Dre, hounded by Curry on the drive. Here's Curry. He's Poole, and these blow things up with a shot clock turnover. Beautiful defense by the Spurs. The Warriors losing their brains a little bit. So the Spurs get a stop. 6:16 to go in the first quarter. San Antonio done by a touchdown. Here's KJ bringing the ball up. Back to Jay Rich. Josh Richardson, former Celtic and Maverick. Here's Jacopo faking it to Doug McDermott. Here's Jacopo in the paint. Here's Proto give and go to KJ. Keldon Johnson dishes off. Here's Diop. He'll pump up a 3, and boom, shakalaka. Bench Diop rains it up from downtown. The Spurs finally connect the trifecta. They're down by only 4. A 9-3 run by San Antonio. 17-13 Golden State. Here's Looney with the high screen. Here's Curry. He'll shoot a 3 and throws up a clunker bordered by Jacopo. And San Antonio starting to get on their groove again. 5:33 in the first quarter. Here's KJ on the drive. Here's Baines Dribble on the slice. Here's Baines Dribble looking for a spur buddy. Here's KJ on the drive. Here's KJ with the slice, the dice, and he gets eviscerated by JP. Here's Jordan Poole faking to the drive. He's Joe Poole slicing and dicing to the hoop. Jordan Poole, a Poole Palooza earlier. 8 points for Jordan Poole, and the Warriors up 19-13. Excuse me, my fault. 11 points for JP. 19-13 Golden State. Here's KJ just off to Jay Rich. He's Richardson in the paint. He's Richardson with the mid-range shot and able to softly get it home. And the Spurs within a 4-4-4. 19-15 Golden State. So far, fast tempo offense. After the Spurs were dead early, they started selling down 11-5 run by the Spurs. So 19-15 Warriors.
All right, give me 1 second. Just adjusting the score right here. Okay, so we have 4:53 remaining here in the first quarter. It is a 19-15 basketball game. Warriors up by 4. I will be putting the game audio in just a bit, ladies and gentlemen, so you guys can actually hear the commentary. So I know G Money's going to be doing some of the commentary. He's a little bit behind, and I did put that on the description. So we will be hearing some commentary. So I will be taking notes. So G Money will be doing the first quarter. I'll be doing the second quarter. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, so I'll be doing the second quarter. G Money will be doing the third, and then I'll be doing the fourth quarter of this game. So that make sure that you guys can listen to the game audio. But yeah, G Money's doing an exceptional job as usual anytime he comes on the stream. So yeah, we are just making sure. Oh, shout out to Ryan. Didn't get a chance to say what's up. What's going on, Ryan? He says, what's up? Salute. And he said, what happened with Clay? I'm guessing Clay has an injury. I don't know what he injured probably last game. Probably got injured last game. I don't know what the injury is. And also, he got called out by Charles Barkley saying that he feels like Clay has kind of lost his step. So Clay hasn't been happy with that. And then also, we know what happened with the little skirmish he had with Devin Booker. Just a couple of weeks ago in Phoenix. The Warriors are back there once again. So they got their work cut out for them. That's not going to be easy. But I know that I heard that Chris Paul got hurt, and
yeah, he hurt his heel. So he hasn't played for the past 3 games, though. He hurt his heel. So against the Sixers, so he hasn't played for the past 3 games. He didn't play against the T-Wolves, Magic, and the Heat.
Okay. They just lost to the Heat tonight, and they lost to
shockingly lost to the Magic.
They lost to the Magic too. That's right. They got blown out, I believe, by the Magic.
Yeah, they got their brains blown off.
They got beat by double digits.
Yep.
I think the Suns only scored 99 points, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think they scored only 99 points against the Magic, which to me was surprising. Crazy. So, and I want to throw it out there to a little chicken nugget for you guys. The Spurs are on a 5-game road swing right now. So they got Golden State, Portland. They got the 2 LA teams they got Golden State, Portland, Sacramento, and the 2 LA teams, Clippers and the Lakers, on this road swing away from AT&T Center. So a little 5-game road trip for the San Antonio Spurs. So the Spurs down by 4-4-4, down 19-15 with 4:53 to go in Chase Center. Here's Chef Curry bringing the ball up back to Jermichael Green. So let's see. Draymond Green playing hot potato with Andrew Wiggins. Chef Curry standing like a bodyguard with the screen. And what's it? Andrew Wiggins did foot on his behind. And here's BSG with the give and go. Andrew Wiggins actually did the splits, and BSG did the rest. And the Spurs down by only 2 cents. A 19-17 Warriors lead, a 13-5 run by the Spurs. So Draymond Green, this up to Moses Moody. Moses Moody hands up to Dre. Dre at the top of the key, needs some assistance. Here's Jay Rich on Andrew Wiggins. Here's Wiggins throws with the floater and no dice, boarded by Jay Rich, and the Spurs can get their second lead of the game. Here's a high screen back to McDermott. He was thinking about pumping up a 3, but nice defense by Dre. Send another screen. Here's Josh Richardson. Dancing, prancing, he's McDermott. He'll shoot a 3, and he will connect right down the barrel. And the Spurs climb Mount Everest, and they get this second lead 20-19, a 16-5 sprint by the Spurs. Here's Chef Curry on the drive, and he screws the pooch and throws it away. So far, San Antonio playing some legit defense right now. So 3:40 to go. The Spurs up by a single digit, 20-19. 3:40 to go. Steve Kerr bringing in Moses Moody and Kuminga and Lamb coming in. Inbounded Josh Richardson inbounding the ball with the bringing up ball up, backing it down in the paint. He's in the paint, give and go to McDermott. McDermott pumps up a 3 and throws up a huge brick, boarded by Andrew Wiggins. 3:22 to go in the first quarter. Here's Draymond Green faces up to Moody. He's Moody. He's in the mood to try to get someone else open. Here's Andrew Wiggins on the drive, faking and taking. He'll take a mid-range shot, and he will put it right down the barrel. And the Warriors leapfrogging to the lead right now. So 21-20 Golden State.
Here's Doug McDermott on the drive. Here's the 3-ball. That is launched, and that rims out. Boarded by Draymond Green. Draymond Green, pedal to the metal. Here's Dre, and he nice dish to a referee. So for the Spurs, you have Vassell, Roby, McDermott, Bassey, and Richardson right now. For Golden State, for San Antonio, I'm sorry. For Golden State, you got Moody, Kuminga, Dre, Lamb, and Curry. Sorry, Curry's sitting down, so is Wiggs. So 2:44 in the first quarter. Here's a high screen. Here's McDermott on the drive. McDermott to spin. McDermott tries to throw it up, and that will make Aaron Naismith cry because he couldn't squeeze it in. Rebounded by JaMychal Green, though. Here's JP on the drive. Here's the switch. Roby on JP. Here's Moses Moody on the drive to spin. The boogie. Here's JaMychal Green. He'll shoot a 3, and he'll nail it. JaMychal Green rings it up from the heavens, and the Warriors up 4. 24-20 Golden State. 5 quick points for the Warriors. Here's Josh Richardson. He'll shoot a 3, and he won't go. The Spurs just can't buy one from long range now. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. San Antonio down by a touch, down by 4. He's Moody. He'll shoot from downtown. Bang! Moses Moody nails it from the heavens, and it's an 8-0 Golden State sprint. The Dubs up by a touchdown. Here's Vassell on the drive. Here's Roby. He almost screws the pooch. Here's Doug McDermott gives it off. Here's Richardson. He'll shoot a 3, and he can't find it. Josh Richardson, colder than the Arctic right now. 1:31 to go in the first quarter. And so far, the Spurs right now are 8 for 23 from the field and 2 of 10 from the great beyond. And Josh Richardson's called for the foul. So right now, Josh Richardson now on his game. He's 1 for 5 from the field right now. So nice, beautiful ball movement for the Warriors, and Moses Moody rings the bell. So let's see. Almost deflected. Here's JaMychal Green, hands it off to Moses Moody. He's supposed to be on the drive. Rejected and denied. So let's see. Here's Derek Vassell on the drive. Here's Roby, the drive. The dice can't put it in, but put it back up and in for Bassey. And the Spurs down by a hand, though, 27-22. So let's see. He's JP figuring it off to JaMychal Green. JaMychal Green to Moody. Moody hands up to Kuminga. Kuminga, he'll shoot a 3 and able to put it right down the chute. And the Warriors back up 8, 11-2 run by the Dubs. The Warriors 53% from the field. The Spurs a frigid 38% of the field. Here's Richardson from downtown. He just can't throw a penny in the ocean. Offensive rebound by the Spurs. He's Derek Vassell. Can't put it in. Another offensive board for the San Antonio. And Bassey, Johnny on the spot, puts it up and in. And the Spurs down 3-24. Here's JP from Curryland. Woohoo! JP rings it up from 3. And the Dubs up by 3 triples, up by 9. JP with 14 coming out with gusto. So Bassey hands it off for Doug McDermott. McDermott back to Bassey in the paint. Here's Bassey. That's blocked. And 50.9 seconds to go. 7 seconds on the shot clock. A 14-4 run by the defending champs. So Draymond Green coming in the game. Draymond Green trying to get his juices flowing, though. So 15.9 seconds to go in the first quarter. Spurs down by 9. You know, the Spurs 3-2 away on the road. The Warriors 5-1 at home, though. So, McDermott inbounded to Bassey. Bassey to Vassell. Vassell, but it's a foul call on the Warriors. So it's virtually a 0.5 second difference between shot clock and game clock. But man, Jordan Poole, it has been a pool party, and the Spurs have not been invited. 14 points for JP, and he has been a scorching 4-5 from long range, and then 5 or 6 from the field, and a dipsy-do Houdini layup early in the game. Moses Moody coming in for the scorching on Jordan Poole, though. Spurs down by 3, triples down by 9. They just had a lead of 20-19, but the Warriors have pretty much put a heavyweight punch on them, though. So let's see. Virgin shot clock and game clock are even. Derek Vassell on the drive, the spin, the boogie, the mid-range shot. Beautiful. Derek Vassell did a step back Bobby jack and nails it inbounding, and that will do it. The San Antonio Spurs trying to withstand a Warrior romp. The Warriors are 33-26. Jordan Poole has been exceptional. After one, the Warriors up by a touchdown.
Like G Money mentioned, there's been a pool party here in the first quarter right now with the Warriors leading this game as currently at the end of 133-26. How do you think the first quarter went for both teams, in your opinion?
For the Warriors, I thought they'd done a good job swinging the ball. I thought their ball movement, swing, playing high potato, finding the open man. So I thought the Warriors' offense has just been phenomenal. For the Spurs, their mid-range shooting is working, and they've done a good job getting the offensive glass. But if San Antonio wants to get the W, they need to hit threes. I mean, look at this. The San Antonio Spurs have been the San Antonio Purge from downtown, 2 of 12 from great beyond, and they made some clean looks, especially Josh Richardson, who's 1 of 5 from the field. So the Spurs have done a good job killing the Warriors in the paint, but they got to hit some open threes.
I 100% agree with that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be taking over in the second quarter, and you're going to hear some game audio right here on the channel. Like I said, that there's a reason why it's on the description in the title, play-by-play along with game audio. So you will be hearing that in just a bit. So you're not only going to hear Run TMC, you're going to hear me, and obviously you're hearing G Money. Excellent play-by-play commentary. Shout out to Jay in the building. I see you in the comment section. He also said nice play-by-play, Gideon. So I thought Jordan Poole was very aggressive. I thought he took some smart shots, and when he had the space, I thought he took the right shots that he did. So, like I said, it was important for him to get going because he's been struggling this season. He's shooting under 42%. So he needed to get going, and so right on cue. Shout out to the San Francisco 49ers in the building. They just played last night against the Chargers in Levi Stadium. There's Garoppolo, there's McCaffrey, there is George Kittle, my favorite tight end to watch other than Travis Kelce. You already know what it is. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's take a listen to Tom Tolbert. He is interviewing Greg Popovich.
Does that count as one question? No, you ask what you want. Okay. You're my man. You like the pace of the game? We're shooting too quick. We're on the road shooting quick.
Facts. I felt the Spurs try to force it too much. They were a little fast with their offense. They need to slow down a little bit.
Sea Otter. Big fan when they roll themselves up in kelps. How about when they get the stone out and knock that shell themselves?
Dante DiVincenzo in the game.
That's how I eat my dinner.
Here's Lamb. Poole came off the screen and a turnover. We got an offensive foul. So the Spurs will get the ball back.
Thanks, Tommy. Thanks,
You know, Pop, he always gives one-word answers, but because he loves Tom Tolbert so much.
Let me tell you this. Greg Popovich, the all-time winningest coach in NBA history.
33-26. Started the second quarter. Warriors up by 7.
What sets him apart is
Sochan with the basketball.
his truth-telling.
Gives it over to Bassey. Bassey handoff over to Doug McDermott. Good movement by the Spurs out in the perimeter, but great defense by Poole on the steal. And the Warriors get the turnover. Here's Poole in the open court. He goes. Too much dribbling by Poole, but gives it off to JaMychal Green on the left wing for 3, but barely grazes rim, and the rebound off to Sochan. Spurs push it. To me, this is where the Spurs need to slow down and try to see if they can move the ball, get a good shot on the offensive end. And we got a foul on DiVincenzo trying to guard Vessel from going to the rim.
And he mentioned shooting quick. Yeah.
Okay, for those of you who don't hear, that is Run TMC, Chris Mullin talking right there.
3 and 100 from the free throw line. But this play here, DiVincenzo, these are fouls the Warriors want to.
Fun team to watch.
Out on the top of the floor with the guys not threat. Know your feet, stay in front. Tommy, where'd the Seattle come from?
And just as I say that, we got a 3-point hit. I think that was by Isaiah Roby, who knocked down the 3, so it's 33-29. Oh, great pass by Kuminga to Lamb on the cut for the layup. And the Warriors go back up by 6. Here comes Sochan with his lemonade hair. Starts to penetrate, and we talked about that. And just a foolish foul by JaMychal Green as Sochan gets the basket and 1. And we talked about it. They cannot let the Spurs penetrate to the rim, which has been a problem for the Warriors. Once they allow penetration, they start to commit fouls. And it happened just right there. So it's a 4-point game again, 35-31.
Because you're winning, and just go about your life. He loves so many other interests other than basketball. So
I mean, the fact that we got Tom Tolbert here, this is a treat. But Sochan misses the free throw.
He's a regular human being like everybody else. Yeah, true.
Here's Kuminga. Oh, nice move by Kuminga. Where was the Spurs defense? McDermott left on an island, and he scores with a left-hand layup. Good aggressive move. And it is a 37-31 game. Shout out to Anthony L in the building. I see you. You guys smash it, like it, that subscribe. Here's Isaiah Roby, hand off the Vessel. And another foul. It's away from the ball. We got an offensive foul. Good aggressive move. Good recognition by Kuminga. He saw McDermott by himself. Free lane to the rim. None of the Spurs too late. Jermichael Green hands it off to Jordan Poole on the left side. They give it over to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo being guarded by Roby. Good defense. But then, poor gamble by Sochan into the hands of Jermichael Green. He says, look what I found. Scores the layup. And already the Warriors with 15 bench points. They lead 39-31. Here's Bassi. Gives it over to Sochan. Sochan over to Isaiah Roby, trying to put the move on Jermichael Green, but he gets stopped. They give it to Sochan in the post, guarded by by Jordan Poole. Tries to go up, but rushed the shot. He had a lot of time. Good. Oh, wow. Bassi just flips it up with a wild shot, not even looking at the rim. And the Warriors are in transition. Kuminga. Ooh. Kuminga's really improved his ball handle, I can see. Lamb, good ball movement. DiVincenzo open on the left wing, and he starts to dribble, and there's a foul by Bassi. What do you think about that possession by the Warriors, G Money?
You know, it shows you how he loves to coach. He had Duncan and all those players and all those great teams, and this team he has now is a young
G Money, are you
team
there?
that's developing and trying to get them
Oh,
on the right
Michael, razzling and dazzling, oozing and goozing. Amazing ball movement by the champs.
All right, here's Jordan Poole, goes behind the back, splits the defense, goes with the left hand, and he scores. Nice move by Jordan Poole, being aggressive. And he is, like I said, it is a pool party tonight in Chase Center, man, as we have a 10-point lead. And Vessel loses the basketball, but Roby picks it up, shoots a three, but he can't hit, and the rebound's off to Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole pulls up from the logo. He was really feeling himself on that heat check, but no, misses. Here's Jacob Podol. Podol hands it off over. And we got an offensive foul. Was that on Trey Jones?
Trey Jones is not playing tonight. He's out.
I'm sorry, not Trey Jones.
I think that's Hall. That's Hall. Yeah, that's Hall because. Yeah, that's Hall.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jordan Hall with the offensive foul. My bad.
Right.
All right, here's DiVincenzo. Gives it over to Jonathan Kuminga. Over to Kevon Looney. Then over the hand. Back over to Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole with an in and out. Starts to dribble. Gives it off to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo gets a screen from Looney. Steps back. Shoots a three-pointer. No. Good rebound by Devin Vessel.
Hey, Timmy, would you say the ball handling in the league is as good as it's ever been?
Vessel shoots a jump shot, knocks it down.
That's what they do now.
41-33.
All right. My fault.
You need to get to make a play. You know, not make a play for yourself, but make a play for your teammates. And if you look at all these guards,
There's Kevon Looney, gives it over to Jonathan Kuminga.
Handling out there before practice.
Kuminga looking, can't find anybody, but again gives Looney on the left. Nice bounce pass to Kuminga, goes up, and he's going to draw the foul. Good action by the Warriors on that sequence, and Kuminga will go to the free throw line. I'm really high on Jonathan Kuminga. If he develops right, he is going to be some basketball player in the future. They can't afford to lose him.
Fantastic in the NBA.
And I would add to that, the key to me is to use it at the appropriate time.
And Kuminga knocks down the free throw at the free throw line. Right now, it is a 42-33 basketball game as Steph Curry comes back in. Yeah, I see Curry's been taking a lot of sun with that tan. Half of his arm is already
So were you, but you were selected.
Kuminga knocks down the both free throws, 43-33. As Jordan Poole takes a step away from the pool and sits on the bench. Here's Sochan with the basketball. Being guarded by Lamb, gives it over to Podol at the top of the key. Guarded by Looney. Great defense. Good hands by Looney. Forces another turnover. Here's Kuminga. Puts the ball on the floor. Picks up his dribble, being guarded by Kelvin Johnson. stops, gives it over to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo goes up to the middle, passes it to Looney right there on the left, dribbles out. Curry tried to get open. Beautiful bounce pass to Dante DiVincenzo on the layup with the left hand. And the Warriors, with their biggest lead of the game, up by 12. They swing the ball. Vessel shoots a three-pointer, or was that? Yeah, that was Vessel. Wait, was that Vessel? Or was that Bates?
Yeah, that was Vessel. Vessel wears the Kobe S24 in his jersey. Yeah, that's Vessel.
Gotcha. Okay. Just had to make sure because I saw Diop was in the game, and then DiVincenzo turns it over. Here come the Spurs in transition. And we got a foul. Sochan was a little out of control. He should have stopped his dribble to allow his runner to run side of me. But I could have got him with a nice pass.
Agreed.
Nice pass, nice cut. It's great. Yeah, but you know what? A great pass is always complemented by a great cut. And that was a great cut by DiVincenzo. 10 assists for the Warriors. But I will say this, they are missing Gary Payton II and Otto Porter Jr. People don't realize it, but those are two big losses for Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
Good ball movement. Here's Bates Diop for three. Too short from the corner. Curry gets the rebound, gives it over to DiVincenzo on the right side. Smash it like it, that's subscribed. DiVincenzo tried to split the defense, and then we got a turnover. Spurs in transition. Isaiah Roby passes it off to Sochan. Goes up for the layup. The Spurs are rushing their shots. They've gotten some good shots, but they're rushing them. They need to take their time. Good pass inside to Diop for the layup, and we got a timeout with 6:33 remaining here in the first half. It is a 45-35 basketball game. Warriors up by 10 as we take a commercial break here on the Louis Sports Network.
Amazing commentary, amazing. But my problem with the Spurs, like you said, they always have been careless with the ball too. Like, have you noticed the Spurs been careless with the ball today? That's another reason why they're in this dilemma right now. Imagine the Spurs weren't rushing the shots and they weren't careless. Imagine what the score would be right now.
Exactly. They would be either close or they would be up right now, currently. Right now, game flow, Golden State, biggest lead was 12. Current lead is right now 10, 45-35. Anthony L is also saying, great job on the commentary, G Money. You're killing it right now, so shout out to you. Jay says that Klay needs to be the sixth man. I've been saying that. I think he really does, and I think Jordan Poole needs to come into the starting lineup. What do you think about Klay being the sixth man coming off the bench? I think at this point in Klay's career, with the injuries that he's had, and he's looked at Steph slow defensively, I think Klay would be good with his shooting coming off the bench with the energy.
Right, I agree. Because Jordan Poole is also more athletic too, yeah.
Because I remember the Warriors were having success at one point in the season last year when Jordan Poole was actually starting in the lineup. And they were playing combo with Curry.
True. And another thing too, you better hope Steph Curry stays healthy. You better hope Steph Curry stays healthy too, and Draymond Green. Because remember, Curry did miss 18 games last year, 12 straight games. And he did miss 60 games in 2020. So you better hope he stays healthy. And you better hope Draymond Green stays healthy too. Because remember, he missed 36 games last year and 22 in 2020. So you better hope they stay healthy too.
Yeah, health is going to be an issue with the Warriors, considering that Klay, Steph, and Draymond are older now. Steph Curry obviously being the older of the three, because Klay, I think, is 32 or 33. Draymond is 32, I know that, and Curry's going to be turning 35 this season in March. So, the core is getting older, and they're going to need to be healthy because they've been injury-prone most of their careers. So I think it's important that they're going to have to find a way. As Tim Hardaway gets a standing ovation from the Warrior crowd, they're at Chase Center. I'm pretty sure they're probably announced, and I'm guessing, I wonder if they're going to do the same for probably they're going to do the same for Mitch and Chris Mullin, the fact that they're doing this game.
C. Webb should be here, man. They got to get C. Webb in there.
Well, I mean, he only spent one season with Golden State, so that's kind of tough. At least with Tim Hardaway and Chris Mullin, they did play there for a while. Mitch Richmond, I think he played 4 seasons with Golden State. So, and these guys played 2 years together. With Chris, he only played 1 year with Golden State, so it doesn't make sense for him to be there. If he would have played, oh wait, Tim Hardaway's wearing the Basketball Hall of Fame jacket, so I guess he is in. All right, back to live action. Give me 1 second. There we go. Here's Moses Moody, open for three, and he straddles that one in. Well, the ball rolls into that three-point shot. Warriors 8 out of 15 from the three-point line, and that's been big for them while the Spurs are struggling from the line right now. Here's Vessel. Gives it over to Diop, and then they give it a Poto right there in the post on the right side, guarded by Moses Moody. He's got the height advantage, goes up with the left hand. Nice sweeping hook right there by Jacob. And it is a 48-37 basketball game. Here is Chef Curry. What is he going to cook on this possession? Hopefully some San Francisco gumbo. Let's see. Usually that's the southern states. But anyway, here's Curry. Step back three. Short. All right, here's Bates Diop with the basketball. Gives it over to Sochan, and he just fumbles it, but into the hands of Vessel. Try to dunk it. Mistimes his jump, and it rims out, and it goes out of bounds. Warriors basketball.
A voodoo spell on the rim.
Yeah, that was a voodoo spell. That's all we got to add. So Mitch Richmond out here cracking jokes. All right, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was calling.
That was a long time coming.
Here's Curry off the Looney screen, passes it off to Moody. Moody starts to drive right, spins left, gives it over to Draymond at the top. They switch it over to Wiggins, left wing three, drains it. We got a splash pool party once again for Golden State. 9th three-pointer as they have their biggest lead. They're up by 14. Wiggins has got 8 points, 2 rebounds. Sochan gives it over to Josh Richardson. Back to Sochan. Sochan gives it to McDermott off a double screen. McDermott gets doubled. Richardson with a cross-court pass. They give it over to Sochan for three. Way too strong. Wiggins tries to fight for the rebound. Bates Diop gives it over to Sochan. Sochan off to Richardson. Richardson shoots the three-pointer, and it rims out, and the rebound's off to Draymond Green. Shout out to Warrior fans and Spurs fans watching. Curry gets the pass from Draymond, starts to dribble to the rim, goes off for the layup, and he scores. That's another thing about Curry that he's done this year. He's not taking as many threes as he usually would normally take, which is the reason his field goal percentage is so high. He's shooting a career-high 52% from the field this year.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Sochan. Drives on Wiggins. Nice spin move. Wiggins gets a piece. It was still able to braze rim. Poto tried to get the offensive putback, but no good. Here's Moody. Wow. They sent a trap. Interesting. Looney puts the ball on the floor. He spins, puts the fake. Oh, can't finish, though. And Diop takes a shot to the face as the Spurs are on the break. Richardson fakes a three, starts to drive on Draymond Green, goes with the left hand, and he's going to draw the foul.
Forgot to put the butter on that bread if you're Looney.
Right. If you didn't get the butter, you should have put the jam. Didn't do that, though.
Facts. And the Spurs are in the jam right now.
Oh, yeah, big facts. Because they right now are trailing by 16. Biggest lead of the game for Golden State. Wow, so the 49ers are actually sitting in front of the owner, Joe Lacob, and then the GM, Bob Myers. Here's Richardson at the free throw line. Spurs trail by 16, now 15 on the made free throw by Josh Richardson.
That you're going to make him respect you. Yes.
Golden State, 4-time NBA champions in this current era. They have 7 championships overall as a franchise, but 4 in this modern era with this current Golden State Warrior dynasty that they've had.
Talk about that compliment.
It's a big compliment because
and this team is a dynasty because they won 3 titles in 4 years. 2 of them with KD. And I thought last year's championship was important that they won one without KD. So now they have 2 titles without him.
Big time.
Curry, Draymond fakes the pass, goes up for the layup, and he gets blocked from behind by Bassey. And here come the Spurs on the break. McDermott in transition, shoots the 3, way too strong. Draymond with the rebound. Gives it over to Curry, who leaps for that pass. They give it over to Moody. Moody bounce past to Steph. Steph fakes a 3. Steph fakes it. Gives it over to Moody. Almost loses it. They give it over to Draymond. Draymond over to Joe Poole. He's open. Shoots from the chase sign. Should we call it chase pool? He knocks down the three-pointer, and the Warriors with their biggest lead. They're up by 17. Here's Richardson. They give it over to Doug McDermott. Smash it like it. That's a scribe. And that ball was knocked off, but it will stay with San Antonio. Yeah, that's a big point that Jay just made in the comment section as Devin Vassal's about to check back in. I think he's going to check in for Sochan. Is that the Warriors players, they're on minutes restriction, so they're not playing that many minutes neither. But I know Kerr's still going to try to find the right combinations, and then once the playoffs start, you'll be seeing those minutes wrap up for the core players. Here's Richardson, passes it off. Isaiah Roby catches it. He's trying to say he was in the act of shooting, but I think they're going to say that the foul was before he went up. And we're going to have ourselves a timeout.
Right.
With 2:57 remaining here in the first half, Warriors, with their biggest lead of the game, they're up 56-39 as we are on commercial break here on the Louis Sports Network.
Man, look at this. Look at this for data. The Spurs right now are shooting 34% from the field, 3 of 19 from the great beyond. Ay, caramba. The Warriors on the other end are shooting 57% from the field, 10 of 18 from Curry land, 56% from the heavens. But here's what's crazy. The Spurs are out-rebounding the Warriors really because Golden State is just making every shot they're taking, while San Antonio's clunking every shot they're launching. The Spurs have killed them in the paint. I can't say killed up by 4 points in the paint. So if you're San Antonio, why not just go to the paint? It's just dumb. If you're the Warriors, they're doing a good job with the ball moving, the swing, they're cutting. And Jordan Poole, man, the Spurs have not been invited to the pool party to this point. If you're the Spurs, my magic number to get this around deficit up top at halftime, get it under 10. Get it around like 9 if I were the Spurs. For the Warriors, get up to 20 plus.
Here's another problem for the Spurs is that they're doing a poor job of defending the three-point line. They need to chase the Warriors off the three-point line. If the Warriors are shooting, they've already made 10 threes in this first half. So if you're the Spurs, an adjustment you need to make is you need to force the Warriors into putting the ball on the floor and forcing them to take mid-range shots. You don't want to give up easy layups because that's obviously going to help, their field goal percentage. But it's like you want to make the Warriors work for their baskets.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of their threes have been wide open. You don't want the Warriors getting clean looks at the three because the Warriors are one of the better three-point shooting teams in the league. You don't want them to get clean looks. So if you're the Spurs, chase the Warriors off the three-point line.
Agreed. And what the Warriors have done, they played some great defense themselves. I mean, I thought they did a good job clogging the paint. I know the Spurs have more points in the paint, but I thought they did a good job clogging the paint, did a good job swinging through the perimeter. But I felt that the Spurs are playing pop-a shot rather than banging the paint. They're playing pop-a shot or they're playing pop-a-break right now.
And the Warriors have outscored the Spurs by 10 in this quarter, 23-13. And as G-Money mentioned, they're only shooting 34% as a team. So they need to, like I said, I feel like the Spurs are forcing their shots. They're not taking their time on the offensive end, which is why they're shooting. And they're only 3 of 19 from the three-point line. So they need to do a better job of getting easier baskets, get themselves some easy ones, take their time offensively, really make the Warriors work defensively. Because I feel like the Warriors have not worked that hard defensively, especially in the second quarter. Because the Spurs did have a nice little run in the first, but then after they went up 20-19, after that, the Warriors have outscored them in that time span 37-19.
37-19, yep. Right.
All right, so we should be back into live action right now.
Awesome. Where are you from, Pete?
I grew up in D.C., but I've been living in Oaktown for a long time.
It's dope. Yeah, I'm sorry, Isaiah Roby at the free throw line, but he misses the first.
Yeah, I remember seeing it on
Did it
TV.
surprise you? Was it surprise you?
Well, the Spurs are 28th at the free throw. They are 28th as far as free throw percentage. So they don't take advantage of the freebies at the line. They're 28th in free throw percentage.
They're 28th in free throw percentage.
Yep.
Okay, 56-40. Curry gets the pass. Draymond sets the screen for Poole. Poole shoots a three. Looks like the pool is closed on that shot. So no pool open, so nobody can swim. All right, the Spurs with the basketball here is Josh Richardson spins off of Jordan Poole. Gets put in a crowd, in a blender, but then we got a three-pointer shot and made. Spurs needed that one. That's 4 of 20 now, which they're shooting 16%. 56-43. Ball's given over to Curry from Wiggins. Curry gives it over to Jordan Poole. Poole over to Draymond. Curry trying to get open. Draymond sets the screen. Passes it over to Poole for three. And I think that grazed the rim or that's either an air ball. Doug McDermott gives it over to Richardson. Richardson over to Roby. Roby puts the ball on the floor. Nice pass inside the basket for the layup. And the Spurs on a 6-0 run as they've cut this game to 11. So as G-Money mentioned, they want to cut this game probably within at least 11, closer to probably single digits.
Yeah.
Good execution. Oh, Wiggins actually stumbled. Gives it over to Curry. Curry passes it. Moody's wide open for three. And the Spurs get a break because he was wide open and nobody was near him.
Too much mustard.
Steve Kerr clapping for his team. 135 remaining in the first half. Warriors up by 11, 56-45. Doug McDermott with the basketball. McDermott hands it over to Vessel. Vessel gives it over to Richardson. Starts to drive to the middle of the floor. Shoots a jump shot. Can't get the bounce. And the rebound's over to Draymond Green.
Man, Jay Rich has been trashed tonight.
And Draymond loses the basketball. That's a turnover. Draymond was looking for a foul. Draymond, you know better than to yell at a woman. You know what they're going to say about that. Anyway, Warriors turn the ball over. Richardson trying to cut it to 9. Can't do it. Rebound over to Draymond Green. They give it to Curry. Curry, oh, nice decision. Oh, but Moody blows the layup. Unfortunately, Shaq in a full moment, but the Warriors get the ball back. And you can't say that he was surprised because he was wide open when he got that pass, but he overshot that. He ends up putting up an air ball on that layup. Jordan Poole the inbound. Beautiful pass to Curry off the glass for the layup. It's good. 58-45. And like I said, for Curry, he's been shooting more mid-range and getting to the basket more with his threes. Still shooting his high 40s, but he's having a 50-40-90 season which will be the second time in his career if he could pull that off by season's end. But it'll be tough just because of how much he's had to carry so far this season. Can he keep it up? So we got a miss by the Spurs. Poole splits the defense, and then he gets bumped by Richardson with 33.4 seconds.
I agree with both because he is one of one.
Warriors lead 58-45 with 33.4 seconds remaining in the first half.
With the basketball, but as effective if they just without it.
So that foul was not in the act of shooting. Draymond gives it over to Curry from the chase side.
Chef Curry with the scat. Chef Curry with the scat, dog.
61-45. Warriors back up by 16. We got about 6-second difference between shot clock to game clock for the Spurs. So if the Warriors get the rebound, they'll get the last shot. Vessel gets a light trap. Gives it over to Richardson on the right wing, guarded by Wiggins. He starts to dribble, starts to penetrate, takes a step back, and it is too late. 24-second violation. So the Warriors will get the shot with 6 seconds remaining. Terrible possession by the Spurs. Let's see what the Warriors run to end the half. Curry to inbound. Gives it over to Draymond. One bounce. Dribbles. Puts the ball. Why is Draymond trying to dribble? He's not that good. Moody at the buzzer. No, that shot looked awful. Looking for the foul and doesn't get it. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the first half. Golden State gives you 33 points in the first, 28 points in the second. And they held the Spurs to 45 points at the half. So here on the Louis Sports Network, as we do in the first half, it is the Golden State Warriors 61 and San Antonio 45. You're watching the Spurs and the Warriors with Notorious G Money Hoops and Louis on the Louis Sports Network. As Tom Tober is going to speak to Jordan Poole in the first half, but we don't got to worry about that. What we're going to do on our channel, though, here on this channel, is we are going to talk about the first half. And we are going to talk. G Money is going to do the players, and I am going to do the team stats in the first half. So, G Money, let's look at the players in the first half. Take it away.
Alrighty, let's get the party started. Sochan has been 2 for 7 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3, just been rushing his shots, 4 points. Biz Jib is giving some energy a little bit, 7 points, 3 of 5 from the field, 2 steals, by the way, 5 boards. Keldon Johnson, he has just been in the doghouse, 1 of 5 from the field, 0 of 2 from long range, 4 points. Jakob Poeltl, 4 points, 2 of 4 from the field, really because of floaters and stuff, 6 boards. Derek Vassell, he started off pretty good and they kind of like tailed off at the end. 6 points, 3 of 8 from the field, 0 of 3 from downtown. Isaiah Roby, his only 3 balls in the second quarter, 1 of 3 from the field, 4 points. Dougie McBuckets, Doug McDermott, 6 points, 2 of 5 from the field, 2 of 4 from the great beyond. Bassey, He was sassy. 6 points, 3 of 5 from the field. Really beginning energy, give you 4 boards. But man, the donkey of the night, Jay Rich, 1 of 9 from the field, 0-4 from long range, 4 points, and he has forced some of the stupidest shots I ever seen. And some of the shots are rimmed out. 3 dishes, 4 boards, and Hall, a goose egg, a donut, filled with cream cheese. That's for the Spurs. For the Dubs, Draymond Green with 2 points, 5 dishes. I thought he's played some good defense, 2 turnovers though. Andrew Wiggins came out hot, 8 points, 3 of 6 from the field, utilized his mid-range shot and the 3-ball, 2 out of 3 from 3. Kevon Looney, hasn't given you much. A bagel, zilch, 2 no points, 2 rebounds, 3 rebounds, 3 dishes, 1 steal though. Wiggins also with a steal. Chef Curry coming up fine. 10 points, 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 8 from long range, 3 rebounds, no dishes, so which is surprising. Jordan Poole, man, he has been a Spur killer. 19 points, 7 of 11 from the field, 3 of 7 from the great beyond, 2 boards and 1 helper. Kuminga, man, Jonathan Kuminga, underrated. A touchdown of points, 7 points, 2 of 2 from the field, connected on his only triple, 1 board, 1 dish. Jermichael Green has a hand, 5 points, 2 or 3 from the field, 1 or 2 from long range. Lamb, 2 points, made his first only bucket. Dante DiVincenzo, 2 points, 1 or 2 from the field. Moses Moody, man, he was not in the mood right now. 2 or 6 from the field, 6 points, 2 dishes. The Warriors, that's the players, my phone.
Yeah, no doubt. That's all good. Shout out to G Money for pretty much giving the breakdown of the players in the first half. Now I'm going to do the team stats in the first half. Right now it's 61-45, Warriors up by 16. Spurs shooting 34%, just awful. Warriors at 52%. They've made 11 threes, which I mentioned. Spurs need to do a better job of limiting the three-point shooting of Golden State. They've made 11 threes in the first half. Free throw line is just about the same. Warriors have made all their free throws. Spurs got to the line 7 times, made 5, so they've missed 2. Warriors do have to clean up the offensive glass. Spurs have 11 offensive rebounds, so they're going to have to clean that up. They've been out-rebounded by 4. Warriors do have 15 assists as a team, so that's great. They're sharing the basketball, which lets you know that they've done a good job. Both teams sloppy with the ball, 8 turnovers each in the first half, so both they're going to have to try to clean that up. Spurs winning the points in the paint battle 24-20. And even though the Warriors do have 18 fouls, the Spurs have committed 1 more foul than they have. So that's kind of a good sign. If the fact that the Spurs have committed 1 more foul than you have, which is what you want to do, be able to defend without fouling. So yeah, the Warriors knocking down their threes, passing the basketball really well with 15 first half assists, but they got to clean up their rebounding and they're going to have to win the paints battle. And hopefully in the second half. Largest lead for both teams, Spurs 2, Warriors 17, and those are your first half stats here on the Louis Sports Network. Go ahead, G-Money.
Right. And another thing, too, if you're the Warriors, you also want to maintain this double-digit lead because the Warriors have gagged a lot of big leads this year. A big lead against the Magic, a big lead against the Pistons, a big lead against the Hornets, losing in overtime. They got to maintain, and had a 15-point lead last night in Sacktown. So if you're the Warriors, you want to come out this third quarter, pedal to the metal, sharing the ball, slice into the hoop, playing some good defense. For the Spurs, you got to come out with pride, all right? You're getting your brains blown off right now because you can't hit a shot. Utilize the mid-range game. They got to get Keldon Johnson going. Keldon Johnson is arguably the best player with Derek Vassell. They got to get Keldon Johnson, Derek Vassell going, and they got to get. And Josh Richardson needs to stop playing pop-up shots. Stop shooting the ball. Like, get guys involved, man. Same with Socha. He's been too loosey-goosey himself.
Yeah, Sochan, minus 17 plus minus. Vassell, minus 16 plus minus. Keldon Johnson's been a minus 8. So I do agree with G-Money. Keldon Johnson's their best player. He's got to get going in the second half. The Spurs have got to stop taking so many threes because they've already missed 16 threes. I know this is a make or miss league and you just keep shooting, but the Spurs need to establish they're winning the points in the paint. Get yourself some easy baskets, and that'll open up the game once the Warriors start to pack the paint. So you're bailing out the defense if you're shooting threes with a much more lower percentage shot, but you're not knocking them down. So you might want to do that. You might want to try to see if you can get the Warriors to foul you, get to the free throw line. Mm-hmm. So if I'm the Spurs, be more aggressive, but take my time. Don't rush. don't rush your shots. That's why the Warriors have been able to build this lead. It's because you've been rushing your offense. Take your time, slow it down. The Warriors want to be in the open court. You don't want that if you're San Antonio. So if you're San Antonio, slow the game down and try to get some good shots and get yourself back in the game.
Right. And if you're the Spurs, don't forget, you're a good third quarter team. You're third in scoring in the third quarter. So if you're the Spurs, you might want to, like I said, try to get into transition, try to get yourself in the open court a little bit. For the Warriors, they're 8th in the third quarter. Usually the Warriors' deadliest quarter is the third quarter, but it's kind of cooled off a little bit if you watch the game. So if you're San Antonio, another thing to that to watch, they got to swarm Jordan Poole. Be physical with Jordan Poole. You can't allow him to get open catch and shoot looks. And you got to watch out for Chef Curry because Chef Curry can boil at any moment if you're the Spurs. You got to watch out for that.
If I'm the San Antonio Spurs, like you mentioned, they're good in the third quarter. And let me ask you, what makes the San Antonio Spurs a very good third quarter team since they've been one of the better third quarter teams in the NBA?
Give and goes. They do a lot of give and goes. They do a lot of cutting, a lot of pick and roll with Jakob, finding swing ball movement with Derek Vestal and Socho and Keller Johnson for threes. And also they're a good defense and also playing some good defense themselves. They do a good job playing without fouling. They're disciplined. So that's why in the third quarter, San Antonio comes out with gusto. So what I'm saying is that you're down by an unlucky 16, not sweet, I should say. So if you're the Spurs, you want to get the crowd out of the game in the third quarter. Get the crowd out of the game, be physical with Jordan Poole, and do what you've been doing in the third quarter. Play fast, get yourself to the free throw line, and make your free throws because 28th in free throw shooting is unacceptable.
Yeah, if you're going to be 28th in free throws, it's going to be very difficult, especially in close games, if you're not able to knock down your free throws down. So that's important. That's why I said that if you're San Antonio, what you want to do is that you want to make sure that you get to the free throw line as much as possible here in this third quarter. Well, like G Money said, you got to be able to knock down your free throws. But if I'm the Spurs, I start attacking the paint and try to dribble penetrate. Like don't let Oh wow, that was a nice block by Russ on KD.
And Russ got his comeuppance on KD. And AD, man, he was always dominant last night. 37 points, 18 boards, mid-range shots, hit a three. He looked like bubble AD, feasting on the nets, cutting down the nets last night.
I'm sorry to say this, but I feel like Anthony Davis, in my opinion, he plays better without LeBron. If he had a 37-point, because you notice with LeBron, his rebounds are way down, and they shouldn't be, but they are. Mm-hmm. And I think that without LeBron, AD, the offense runs through him, and that's what they need to do now. They need to run the offense through AD. I know they're focusing on this whole scoring record with LeBron, but the Lakers played really well on Sunday against Brooklyn. They played really well. And I think with better chemistry, and Russ plays well with AD. You know, they just got to get more consistent on the defensive end. But I really think that the Lakers actually have something here. I just think shooting, though, is really going to hurt them, though, over time because they don't have the shooting. They're one of the worst shooting teams in the NBA, arguably the worst shooting team in the NBA. So, but if they can find a way to get themselves a couple of shooters, because the thing is, they got Detroit next on Friday, so they got 4 days off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it should beat Detroit. They should beat the Pistons, but the Pistons do play hard every night. I think they'll beat the Pistons, but they do play hard. And then after that, they got, ironically, the Spurs in the crypt.
Yeah. The question is, can the Lakers remember last year? It was all about the 1-game win streaks. They did have a 2-game win streak this year already, but now it's like, can they win more than 2 games? They need to get themselves back into it because they're 3-10, and a team with what the Lakers have, they should not be 3-10. Because remember last year they had the easiest schedule in the NBA and they were at 500. Despite the injuries, we could talk about all the injuries we want, but a team that has LeBron, AD, and Russ, even if you have 2 of the 3 guys in your lineup, you should not be struggling at 500. But this is why I said that I think it's important that they play a system, and I think the system that the Lakers had, they moved the ball against Brooklyn on Sunday. They need to stick to that. I just feel like when LeBron comes back, they're going to go back to that LeBron system, and you're going to see how stagnant they get. The thing is, LeBron cannot play at the pace he plays if he doesn't have shooters on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. And for the Nets, that was a terrible loss. I mean, think about it. You beat the Clippers on Saturday with Seth Curry was boiling hot with 14 because you were doing a lot of pick and pop, screen rolls, giving goals for Seth Curry. And then against the Lakers, they were just stuck in the Bermuda Triangle, bro. The Nets were not moving the ball. They couldn't hit open shots. They just didn't hit open shots. They didn't rebound the ball. And Jay does have a point. KD guarding AD with the Achilles is a mismatch because AD is too athletic and quick for a KD.
Yep.
Just a terrible loss if you're the Nets.
Another thing also was that missing Kyrie Irving was, it's crazy because they were like, oh, well, but the Lakers have missing players too. I said, yeah, but it also hurts not having Kyrie on the floor. If you think that Kyrie may not be a great defender, but if you think that the Nets did not need Kyrie, they needed him. And that whole situation with the anti-Semitic post and with Joe Shot, I don't understand why Kyrie's getting the flack for it because of the fact that Shaq's Theater played that movie, number one. Number two, Amazon has a book out on it. Oh no, I'm sorry. Amazon is benefiting. It's funny how Amazon is benefiting off of that. Shaq's Theater played the movie, but Kyrie has to be the fall guy because of, and I just feel like it's always because it's always in a connection with LeBron, and LeBron threw him under the bus and then doubled down and then try to act like if he's with Kyrie. But it's like, do you honestly think Kyrie's going to come there after you threw him under the bus now? No.
Probably not. I doubt it. At this point, I don't think he's doing. I think Kyrie will be a net. I think Kyrie will come back to Brooklyn. I'm not talking for next year, talking for the end of the season, but I don't think he's going to the Lakers.
The question that I have is that I don't understand how LeBron fanboys have ripped Kyrie for years after Kyrie got traded to Boston, and they've been rooting for his failure, but yet they want him to team up with LeBron. That just tells me right there that they just want Kyrie for the benefit of LeBron, not for the benefit of Kyrie, which is why I said that I hope Kyrie doesn't go there because you know that if you lose, you're going to get the blame. If you win, you're not going to get credit.
Right.
That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is.
Right. That's right.
No, I was just gonna say third quarter is about to start pretty soon. G Money is gonna be doing the call in the third quarter, and I got the fourth.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sirree. And before the third quarter commences, who has been your surprise team that's caught your eye, Lou?
The Utah Jazz. I didn't think they'd be this good. I honestly didn't think they'd be this good. Lauri Markkanen has really surprised. I mean, I knew Lauri Markkanen can play, but he's playing like an all-star this year, and I didn't see all-star out of Lauri Markkanen this year. And I thought that the Jazz were going to be rebuilding, but they've totally surprised me. And listen, can I just say that Will Hardy through 14 games, 15 games has been a much better coach than Quinn Snyder has really ever been with the Utah Jazz? Snyder's been good. Snyder's been good. Don't get me wrong. But I just felt that in the playoffs, he just makes a lot of dumb mistakes, and which is why Utah's been eliminated early.
Good point.
Just a lot of dumb coaching mistakes. He always got this praise for how great of a coach he was, but Utah Jazz was always pretty much one and done in the playoffs.
Good point. And the third quarter has started, and we started off with a blunder rule by the Spurs, a foul on Jakob Poeltl, and the Spurs right now they're stuck in no man's land, down by 16. Remember, San Antonio's number 3 as far as third quarter scoring because they moved the ball very well and they like to cut. So let's see if the Spurs can. I mean, they can, but let's see if they will make this game competitive. Here's Looney in the block. He's Looney in the spin. He's Looney in the dive, and the Houdini. Kevon Looney puts it up and in, and the Warriors continue to pound the Spurs to oblivion, down by 8, up by 18. Here's Socha on the drive. Socha with the drive and can put it up. Looney with the box out, and JP brings the ball up. Here's Here's Steph Curry. Whoopsie daisy. Deflected out and last touch by the silver and black. So 11-18 the third quarter. Dubs up by 18. So far, looking at the defending champion, the 7-time defending champion. The Warriors are the last team to repeat was ironically Golden State back in 2017-18, knocking off Cleveland back-to-back times. Here's Chef Curry, hands on the green. Here's Green. He'll shoot a three and throws up a center block. Y'all can put with the bar. And JP stole his cookies. Here's Jordan Poole. He faked the trifecta. Here's Steph Curry at the left wing. Here's JP to spin. Socha right on the Schnazola. Nice bounce pass. Curry, three. Fireball in the bucket. Chef Curry with the scat dog. 1, 2, 3 for number 30. And the Warriors continue to extend a 21-point lead by Golden State. 66-45. Steph Curry with 13. Well, Vastel shot the mid-range and a hack and whack on Chef Curry, the 2-time MVP, All-Star MVP. No, not All-Star MVP, my fault. Finals MVP, and a 2-time scoring champ for Chef Curry. Man, when Steph Curry is open and he has that 3-ball, you know it's going right down the chute. It's like water. Woo! Here's Socha just off to Jakob Poeltl. Here's Poeltl in the pin. Here's Jakob spinning, diving, and he got pickpocketed by Draymond Green. Here's Steph, 3-pointer, hacked it whack. It rat-tats out, but just a silly foul on Jakob Poeltl, and Steph Curry will get to the free throw stripe. So far, the Spurs not coming out with fire, and the Warriors coming out guns blazing. Beautiful pass for Wiggins, and then Steph Curry will get himself to the free throw stripe, though. So let's see. The Warriors last year, I mean, look, they beat the Nuggets in 5, beat the Grizz in 6. They beat the Mavericks and the Gentlemen in the 5-game series. And despite trailing 2-1 against those feisty Leprechauns for Boston, they beat the Celtics in 6 games, though, including becoming the second team ever to win a championship in Beantown in June. So Steph Curry will get himself to the stripe. 10:25 to go in the third quarter. Dubs up 21. His Chef Curry nails the first freebie. 67-45 Golden State. The Dubs after this, they got the Phoenix Suns at the Valley of the Sun, and then they got the Knickerbockers at Chase Center. And ironically, the Knicks are 3-0 in Chase Center. Just a little G-Money chicken nugget for you to understand. So Steph Curry nails the second free throw. The Warriors up a LeBron James S23. Curry at the foul line. Tic-tac-toe. Nails 0-3. And they're up a Kobe S24. A gold-blooded beatdown on the Spurs right now. Here's Derek Vassell, loses the pooch and got stolen by JP. Here's JP, open, 3-pointer, bucket, cash it, and splash it for JP3. And the Warriors just running away with it, up by 27. Here's Base Jill faking. He'll take the floater and no dice for the Spurs. An 11-0 start by Golden State. The lob, the Wiz, Zooey Baba! Hopping like kangaroo check and rams it down. And the Warriors just making the Spurs look like clowns. A 13-0 sprint by the champs. Up 74-45. Man, and around 9 minutes to go. Look at Wiggins. When you fly, you have to arrive. And Jordan Poole, he has been too cool for school. Look at that pass. And Andrew Wiggins throws down a monster match. Touchdown, Golden State. 74-45. Warriors. 9:51 to go. Wow.
Well, can I just say that Jordan Poole has come out on both ends of the court and has done a good job defensively. So he's gotten a couple of turnovers, and then he just hit that 3 in transition. And what did we say about the Spurs? About the 3-point shot? Already the Warriors knocked down 2 threes in this quarter. And that's 13 threes on the game. If the Spurs don't do something, this is going to be over before the fourth quarter even begins. So they're down 29 now. So they need to get their act together before this game gets really out of hand. I mean, it's out of hand already.
Right. And speaking of getting out of hand, guess what? The Commanders hand the Eagles the first L of the season. The Commanders, 32-21. Wow.
I mean, the Commanders have been playing well the last 3 weeks, so I'm not surprised that they beat the Eagles, and it was bound to happen. I didn't think the Eagles were going to be able to keep that up.
Good point. And the Giants are only just a hair away. They like a game and a half back of the Eagles for the NFC East still. They're 7-2. The Eagles are 8-1. Keep that in mind.
Actually, they're just down. They're down a full game because the Giants are 7-2, and now the Eagles with this loss are 8-1. So they're actually down a full game. And the Cowboys are 6-3, so they're down 2 games for the division. I'm happy with my Giants. We're 7-2. Didn't expect us to be 7-2. Oh, by the way, getting back to what about the Warriors and that fact that G Money had mentioned a little bit earlier in the third quarter about the Warriors being the second team winning an NBA championship at in Boston. The only other team to do that were the Magic Johnson-led Los Angeles Lakers. Let that sink in.
Crazy. And another thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say with those Hall of Famers with James Worthy and obviously Kareem. Kareem won Finals MVP the last time that the Boston Celtics had lost at home in an NBA Finals series. Kareem was Finals MVP. Steph Curry was Finals MVP in Game 6, and it's funny, both series ended in 6. That's the crazy part.
What a coincidence, huh? And by the way, that was actually the first time the Celtics have gagged 3 games in a row, 3 straight Finals games in a row. That's cuckoo crazy. Wow.
Shout out to Dr. Elaine Zhang, longtime Warriors fan. She just turned 104 on October 14th. Take it away, G Money, third quarter.
Facts. Well, the Spurs have looked old so far in the third quarter, though. Here's Jacopo trying to set the high screen. JP right on Vassell's grill. Vassell throws up a mid-range shot and throws up a UFO. And Steph Curry with the deflection and the steal. Here's Curry to JP. JP in the slice. The dice. Houdini. Touchdown Dubs. And the Warriors pedal to the metal. A 15-0 sprint by Golden State up 76-45. Keep this a 20-0 blink of an eye run for the Warriors. Spurs can't buy anything. He's Socho Johnny on the spot and puts it up and in. That breaks the disaster for the Spurs. So now they're down 29, 76-47. Here's Klay Thompson. You see right at the screen though. The Klay Thompson, multiple time All-Star. 5 finals with Golden, 6 finals with Golden State. Here's Draymond Green, deep-sea dudes to the hoop. Beautiful pass by Steph Curry. No Spurs getting mollywopped. 78-47. Golden State 17-2 start by the Warriors. Here's Keldon Johnson nails the trifecta. The Spurs only 5th 3-ball of the game so far. 70-50 Golden State. Ironically, these two teams met each other in the playoffs 2013, in which the Spurs beat the Dubs in 6. And in 2017, which Golden State pretty much brought the clean sweep on San Antonio in the Western Conference Finals. Andrew Wiggins pretty much had too much butter on his fingers, loses the ball, and the Spurs will get the ball right back, though. So that's the thing there. This is the first matchup out of 3 matches between the Spurs and the Dubs. They will meet January 13th at the Alamo San Antonio. Yeehaw! Which will be on ESPN. And March 31st right there in Chase Center. Socho knocks down the jump shot, and the San Antonio Spurs have a huge mountain to climb. 78-52 Golden State, a complete 8 kicking right now. 8:05 in the third quarter. Jordan Poole brings up the ball. Just off to Cavani at the top. Hands off to Andrew Wiggins. Almost loses the ball. Here's Wiggins. Hands off to Looney. Looney. This up to JP. JP the slice, the boogie, the shimmy shake. It counts in the foul. Jordan Poole soars, scores, and glores and put the young man to the line. A Kobe JP with 27. Just feasting on San Antonio, though. Excuse me, mindful. Ignore that. Jordan Poole absolutely toying, with the San Antonio Spurs right now. Absolutely toying with 27. He breaks the freebie, 7:50 in the quarter. The Spurs get absolutely being to the punch, down 81-52. The Warriors, amazing defense tonight. Best game of the season for the Warriors. Here's KJ on the drive to Socho. Socho trying to spin, backing in the paint. Socho with the can't get the floor to go. Base G up, able to pickpocket it and put it back up and in, finishing his apple. And San Antonio down by a bundle. 81-54 champs. 7:23 to go in the third quarter. Golden State number 8 in the third quarter as far as scoring wise. And this is Vintage Warriors. Jordan Poole, oops! See Daisy, but Socho volleyball spiked it out of bounds. So saved by the bell. if you're the Warriors, though. JP a little hot at himself right now, but he shouldn't be because right now he has been the boogeyman in the closet for the Spurs. 81-54 Golden State, outscoring San Antonio 20-9 to start the third quarter, though. JP at the corner, hands out to Looney at the right wing. Looney throws the volleyball to Steph. He's Looney in the paint. So to JP, Wiggins, 3-ball, throws up a clunker, bordered by Sochel for San Antonio. Spurs on the run. He's Sochel to Richardson. Keldon Johnson, open, long ball. They just can't buy anything right now. Jakob Poeltl tap dances it in, and the Spurs puts it back up. And then 81-56 Golden State, 6:45 in the third quarter right now. Here's Dre. Hands off to Curry. Curry shoots a 3, throws up a break. Spurs making a run a little bit, though. He's Soldier on the drive. He's KJ, the drive, the boogie, the floater can't go. But an offensive foul on Soldier. Soldier's just been a little too jumpy so far, I should say, tonight, though. Rushing the shots tonight. 6:30 to go in the third quarter. The Warriors just absolutely having their way at the Bay. 6:30 in the third quarter. You know, the Warriors, you know, this is their best game of the season. Coming off a back-to-back, coming off of a very, very gut-wrenching loss to the Kings. So timeout in the third quarter, the Warriors absolutely smashing the Spurs 81-56 at Chase.
Jordan Poole has continued where he left off, and I just don't like what the Spurs are doing. We talked about how the Warriors were not supposed to allow dribble turn penetration. It's the other way around. The Spurs have let the Warriors get wherever they want. They've letting them get whatever they want. I mean, credit to the Warriors system, but I just don't see the Spurs stepping in front of guys. They keep leaning towards the side of their offensive man, of their man, and Jordan Poole's been able to drive. He's gotten any lane he's wanted, whether it's been baseline, whether it's been straight up at either wing side, high side, strong side, does not matter. Jordan Poole has had his pool party open for business. It's an all-day party right now he's got going on. Mm-hmm. The Spurs are supposed to keep it closed, but he's left his pool party open 24/7 right now. So they've done a poor job. They've done a poor job. And look, Curry's only got 16 points, but he hasn't had to do much because the rest of the guys have stepped up, and Jordan Poole has been lights out right now in place of Clay. So this, to me, if Jordan Poole continues to play like this, Clay needs to come off the bench.
Agreed.
I just think they will not be as weak defensively, and Clay can work himself back while pretty much a lot of these guys on the team are on minutes restriction too. So they need to. I feel like to me this will get their season back on track.
Big time facts. And with Klay Thompson, you can put Klay Thompson, who's a veteran who can mentor Moody, Kuminga, Lamb, who's also played well off the bench too, Lamb. And that'll help JaMychal Green too. So that'll be working there for two of your Steve Kerr. And with Jordan Poole, do you know if the Warriors play faster too?
Yeah. Oh, my man Jock Peterson, what's going on, bro?
What's shaking and baking, cool cut? Man, so that's the thing there. So this has been obviously the best game the Warriors have played, not only offensively, but defensively too. I love how they've done a good job playing physical basketball. They're playing without fouling. They're moving their feet instead of their hands and getting deflections, which gives them runouts too.
So 6:30 remaining here in the third quarter. It is a 25-point lead for the Golden State Warriors right now. Run TMC having an interview with Klay Thompson as he has the night off. So this is due to minute restrictions because the Warriors are playing back-to-back, so they are not going to let Klay play that second one. Warriors coming off the loss to Sacramento. And Warriors with the ball. Take it away, G-Money.
All right. Warriors with the rock. Here's Moses Bowie. Hands up to Dre. George J. Rich on his schnoz. Here's Dre to Steph. Steph on the drive. Here's Steph back up to Dre. Here's JaMychal Green. He'll fake the three. Hands up to Dre. Warriors playing hot potato beta. So here's Steph Curry on the drive. Here's Chef Curry. Nice defense by the Spurs. And a shot clock violation. Beautiful D by the Spurs. Here's Space G up on the drive. G up slicing, dicing. Man, and he put too much mustard on that and misses the layup, though. Here's Steph Curry bounce pass to Draymond Green. Eviscerated by Jakob Poeltl. Both teams playing volleyball, and KJ wins the battle. Keldon Johnson pushes the ball on the court. Back to Sochel. His social backing on Steph Curry should be jambalaya chicken. And the Spurs it's deflected. No, backcourt violation. The San Antonio Spurs have been the Santa turnover Spurs too much. Just too many careless passing, too many they had the yips, I should say. The Spurs had the yips. They had the yikes so far tonight. And the Warriors have played amazing defense, being physical. Moody inbounded to JaMychal Green. Here's JaMychal handoff to Wiggs. Here's Wiggs facing off to Curry. Here's Curry. He'll fake the trifecta. He'll slash, he'll doozy, and he won't able to squeeze it in. Bordered by BSG up 5-on-4 for San Antonio. Here's Keldon Johnson open 3-pointer. Throws up a center block. Bordered by Jacoperto. Here's Jay Rich for 3. Puts it in. Jay Rich is rich and nails it from downtown. And the Spurs slice the lead down to a 22. So 5:04 to go in the third quarter. San Antonio making a little bit of a comeback run. Just emphasis on a little bit. 4:56 to go in the third quarter. A Wiggy with the rock. Driving, slicing. Do the skirt, step back. Nope. Boarded by Jacopo. The Spurs now starting to clamp up. Here's Jay Rich on the drive. Here's Keldon Johnson. He'll shoot a 3, and he'll throw him, and he'll will be off the mark. Here's Jacopo with the floater, and can't able to brush his teeth and misses. 81-59 Golden State with 4:31 to go in the third quarter. Here's Dre at the right wing. That's Steph Curry. Deflected out. Last touch by the silver and black. Bayes Giop. 4:25 to go in the third quarter. The Spurs right now are in the midst of a 5-game road swing. They got Golden State, Portland, Sacramento, and the LA squads at Staples Center coming up. So they're in the midst of a 5-game road swing. The Warriors at the other end, like I said, they got the Suns at the Valley of the Shining Sun and against the Knickerbockers at home, though. Which you'll see those games on ESPN. Here's Kuminga to Spinorama, just up to Lamb. Lamb, 3, book it, cash it, and bang it. Yummy Lamb for Golden State. Lamb nails the 3, and the Warriors, the beat goes on. 84-59 Golden State. Here's Keldon Johnson at the left wing and able to swish cheese the trifecta. Keldon Johnson rings it up from downtown. The Spurs, a woeful 35% from the field. Golden State, 51% from the field, though. Here's Steph Curry at the right wing. Here's Steph Curry, who'll fake the trifecta. Here's Lamb, 2 for 2. Yes, sir, Rita. So Lamb able to shut off the Spurs and able to have big rims. 28 points for bench points for Golden State. Bayes Juba can't squeeze it up and then deflect it out. Last touch by Lamb, and Lamb has been a godsend for the Warriors off the bench this year. Big time for Golden State. 87-62 Golden State, 3:33 to go in the third quarter. 14 seconds to go on the shot clock. Spurs inbounding. San Antonio 3-2 away from the AT&T Center. 3-2 in a row. Warriors 5-1 at home. More likely going to be 6-1. Here's KG. Step back. Bobby Jack. Keldon Johnson starting to feast. 2 straight trifectas. But here's what's crazy, right? The Spurs are 8 of 27 from 3, but they are 4-7 from long range in the third quarter. So the threes are starting to fall a little bit, but they got to get some stops. Here's JaMychal Green sending the high screen. Here's Steph Curry deflected out, saved by the bell because Bassie was a little too sassy and the ball hit his foot, so the Warriors would regain possession. 3:09 in the third quarter, 24 seconds to go on the shot clock. JaMychal Green, the former Nug, will get himself to the free throw strike. So if you look at the Warriors' next few games after the Knicks, like I said, they're at Houston, at New Orleans, home against the Clippers, home against the Jazz, at Minnesota, at Dallas. So if you're the Warriors, you just gotta take care of business against the lower echelon teams to try to get back on track. If you're Golden State, so JaMychal Green able to cash in the first free throw. Here's JaMychal Green at the line and able to connect the freebies, and the Warriors up a 24-point bulge. Here's Jay Ridge bringing the ball up. Here's Bassis on the high screen. Here's Jay Ridge giving go to Roby. He's Roby. He needs a silver and black buddy. Here's Doug McDermott on the drive. Here's McDermott to Keldon Johnson. Johnson will shoot a 3, and that won't go. Boarded by Golden State. Here's Kuminga. Sky. Oh! Grief Sharif, a gold-blooded Bay Area rim crusher by Kuminga. and the Warriors up 91-65. Here's KG, does his own dipsy do and puts the cherry on top of the cupcake and scores. Highlight reels back and forth. 91-67 Golden State. Send the high screen. JaMychal Green. He's Green. The dive, the skive, and the ram. JaMychal Green hopping into the pool party and throws it down. 93-67 Golden State. Absolutely tormenting Popovich and the Spurs right now. 2:12 to go in the third. Here's Jay Ridge. He was doing the splits, but accidentally had too much butterfingers and a turnover for the Spurs. Just continue to bumble and stumble right now. Steph Curry in the bench. Yo, Lou, look at this vicious rim crusher by Kuminga.
Real nice jam.
Whoo! Flight number 00, clear for takeoff. Kuminga with 9 points off the bench has played very well. The top of the key for Kuminga. JP on the screen. Kuminga at the elbow. Gets up to JP with a 27-piece. JP to spin. Lamb on his grill. Excuse me. JP throws it up. Hacked and whacked. And just a silly foul by Roby. Excuse me. So, horrible foul via the Spurs. 1 minute 47 to go in the third quarter. And right now, the San Antonio Spurs are just stuck in no man's land. 93-67 Golden State. The Warriors have outscored the Spurs 32-22 in the third, and JP Cinder blocks his first free throw try. The few mistakes JP's had tonight, just an astounding performance. Klay Thompson, came off 2 devastating injuries: the torn Achilles he had in game in the offseason 2020, and the torn ACL he had in game 6 against the Raps in the finals. Draymond Green watching his team flex right now. Here's Bassey in the paint, and another cough up by San Antonio. He's Booty on the drive. He's playing with the push. Here's JaMychal Green. Puts up a 3. That rat-tats out. Boarded by San Antonio. 94-67 Golden State. Hands it off to Doug McDermott. McDermott hands off to Vassell. Vassell on the drive. Here's Richardson. Throws it up. And a hack and whack foul for Kuminga. So the Spurs would inbound the ball. So right now, Golden State just pedal to the metal. They just cuckoo for Cokie Puffs. Beautiful ball movement, beautiful spacing, beautiful cut it to the basket. Isaiah Roby on the drive. This up to Dougie McBuckets for 3. That spins out. JaMychal Green punches it out of bounds. And then San Antonio will get possession right back. So they try to get another bite at the apple. 1 minute 7 to go. Steph Curry, another big-time performance. But it's been a JP extravaganza. And the Spurs are experiencing UC, Bob Myers, and Joe Lacob for Golden State, the GM and owner respectively. So let's see, Kuminga on the drive. He's Kuminga playing Dance with the Stars. This is up to Lamb. Lamb hands up to Kuminga. He'll pump up a 3-pointer. Swish kiss! Jonathan Kuminga rings it up from downtown, and the Warriors up at Steph Curry. 97-67 Golden State. 36-piece third quarter for the Warriors. Here's Derek Vassell, hands up to Roby. Roby to Josh Richardson for 3. He can't connect. He just can't buy a shot right now. 2 of 11 from the field. So here's JP slicing, dicing, Houdini, and zipping to the cup. JP with 30. Here's ouch. JaMychal Green, man down. He dived on Dougie McBuckets and he's hurt. Even that was so painful that Steph Curry had a grin. I feel you, man. That was painful. Look at that, Lou. Look at that. Man down. JaMychal Green hobble. What do you think of that?
I got to give him a standing ovation. How about I thought he was hurt, but he landed hard. But he's walking on his own power, gets a standing ovation from the Chase Center crowd. So we had 32 seconds remaining right now in the third quarter. Warriors blowing this open. They're up 32-99-67 over San Antonio. And like I mentioned, I thought the Spurs were going to come out. They were going to establish themselves in the third quarter. I mean, Keldon Johnson got going, but where's the defense been? Non-existent.
Horrendous. And the defense has been horrendous all night. And their offense has not been that good. I mean, look at this. Look at the Spurs have 14 turnovers, 6 in the third quarter. Son just been very careless passing, though. I mean, just very careless passing. I mean, Jakob Poeltl, they haven't gotten him involved. You know, he's a big man. You got to get him involved if you're the Spurs.
Also, the Spurs have not forced a single turnover in this third quarter. The Warriors still have not turned the ball over yet in the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, by the way, I just had to put this stat out there. Curry had a 47-point game. I don't know if it was against the Kings or I just know he had a 47-point game this season. He had 8 rebounds and 8 assists. He's the first player in the last, I believe, let me see, 78. He's the first player in the last 44 seasons. In the last 45 seasons to have a 40-point game, 8 rebound, 8 assist game without turning the ball over. I don't remember who the other player was, but it had been 45 years since it last happened. A player scored at least 45 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists in a game without turning the ball over.
Right.
And we know how Curry is loosey-goosey with the basketball. But to score that many points without turning the ball over, that's impressive.
Right. And Dougie McBuck is able to find the barrel at the free throw line, nails the first free throw. San Antonio just getting their brains blown off, 99-68 Golden State. Dougie McBuck is able to rim out the second free throw, boarded by Moses Moody. The Warriors have a 38-point extravaganza in the third quarter and looking for more. 8-second difference between shot clock and game clock, 22 seconds to go in the third. Here's JP on the drive. This off to Moody. Moody faking the 3-ball. Moody deflected out. Both teams playing volleyball. Last touch by Lamb, and the Spurs will get the ball back down by a horrendous 31-point deficit. Sheesh. So let's see. Moody guarding Vassell. Vassell, he'll pump up a 3. It throws up a cinder block. Roby on the offensive glass. His Vassell throws up the floater. Can't put it up and in. And that will mercifully end the third quarter. The Golden State Warriors coming out with gusto and absolutely running San Antonio out of the gym. 99-68, defending champs on top.
16 threes, way too many. Letting the Warriors shoot 53%, terrible. 92% from the free. The Warriors have a 50-40-90 game today, and that's despite getting out-rebounded by 11 and the Spurs being plus 16 on offensive rebounds. But the problem is the Spurs have 15 turnovers, and the Warriors have outscored the Spurs 16-6 in the third quarter in points in the paint. So an advantage that the Spurs had, the Warriors are now plus 10 because they've done a poor job of preventing dribble penetration and letting the Warriors get to the basket. 16-6 in the paint in the third quarter, but also 7 turnovers by the San Antonio Spurs and just ugly basketball. Keldon Johnson got it going, but the rest of the Spurs have been non-existent, especially with Stern. And you let the Warriors score 38 third quarter points. Just terrible defense.
Terrible defense. Not the offense hasn't been that good, to be honest. And the problem here I have with the Spurs, they look too cool for school. It's right here. And for the Warriors, we gotta give Golden State credit. I thought their defense was laser sharp. I thought they did a good job preventing, like you said, dribble penetration. Like you said, looked like the Warriors had to keep doing. And I thought they'd done a good job getting Lamb involved, getting Kuminga to join the party. Even Jermichael Green has flexed in the third quarter, and right now they're just chuckling and ruckling while the Spurs are sobbing and putting the towels over their head.
All right, so we're just looking at the Warriors filter fan cam. So we've seen a lot of mix of adults with young fans cheering on their Warriors right now as they're enjoying this one. They're up by 31 points through 3 quarters. As I mentioned before, they outscored the Spurs by 15 in the third, 38-23. Fourth quarter about to start. Let's take a listen to Tom Tolbert as he interviews Steve Kerr.
Right.
Great to see you too. Fantastic. Let's get to it. A question or anything, or you want to just talk? You let me ask the questions, okay? You coach. Is this the most complete?
You can tell Steve Kerr learned from Greg Popovich with his answers.
Nice.
I think so. I was surprised that you asked a question about basketball, but it's a good one, and I think the answer is yes. We've connected the game, taken care of the
Spurs with the ball to start the fourth quarter.
So it's been a good night, but we got
Sachin gives it over to McBuckets, over to Isaiah Roby. No, I'm sorry, not Isaiah Roby. That was Jordan Hall with the ball. And McBuckets shoots the ball, but we got another turnover by the Spurs. 16 turnovers for the Spurs in this game.
You're going to be there? I will. I'll see you there. See you there. All right, Steve.
All right, Draymond inbounds the ball to DiVincenzo. Curry's not going to play the rest. He's not going to play in this game.
Oh yeah.
Here's Jordan Poole. It's been a pool party all game. Look at Jordan Poole. Put the moves, crossover, shoots the jump shots. Woo! Woo! Slicing and dicing the Spurs defenders into this one. 101-68. Poole with a 30-piece. 30-piece, 5-biscuit set. Nice pass inside the state charm by not by Isaiah. I don't know if that was Isaiah Roby or was that Jordan Hall. I think that was Isaiah Roby on the pass. Anyway, 101-70. Warriors up by 31. Good dribble handoff by both DiVincenzo and Jordan Poole. Gives it over to Hall. Hall tried to bounce pass in between, but he turns it over. Here's Sachin. Pass to Bassie. Bassie travels. Got to give the credit to the Warriors today defensively. They've done a really great job.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's another thing. Warriors have been known for their passing. 30 assists tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have 26. Poole off the screen, shoots a three-pointer. Way off. Offensive rebound for the Warriors, a rare one because they've been getting out offensive rebound. Poole off the screen again, shoots a three. Makes it. He's going to get the basket and the foul.
Tap dancing and prancing into the hoop. A Larry Johnson 4-point play for JP3.
Well, I wouldn't go Larry Johnson far, but I see what you're trying to say, though.
Yeah.
That three was one of the most dramatic moments in basketball history, not just Knicks history.
Facts, man. That was beautiful, man.
That shouldn't have counted, but I'll take it as a Knicks fan.
Mm-hmm.
Poole's got 33 points. He's on his way to 40.
He'll get it. I think he'll get it, though. He'll get it. I think they're trying to see if Socho did a flagrant foul because he put his foot accidentally under Poole's left foot.
It is dangerous. He could have twisted an ankle.
Good point. Or it could have been an Achilles, potentially. Thank God. It was fine.
Yeah. Ooh.
Now, here's what you have to look at. You have to look at, did Jordan come down in his landing zone? Like, is that his normal shot, or did the foot go forward? I think that's normally the way he shoots it, where he lands a little ahead.
That wasn't a reckless foul anyway to begin with. But it was a foul because it was in the space.
Right. And speaking of that, remember 2017 Game 1, Zaza did that on Kawhi. Remember that?
That was purpose.
Right.
That play was purpose because he went into. I know Zaza could talk all the crap he wants, but he purposely injured Kawhi Leonard.
Agreed.
That was purpose. The Spurs were killing the Warriors, and they had no answer for Kawhi Leonard. He was affecting the game on both ends of the court. That was the healthiest Kawhi Leonard had been in a long time, other than 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he got hurt in the playoffs and was kind of hobbled by the time the NBA Finals rolled around. But Jordan Poole with 34 points, 12 out of 18 from the field, 5 of 10 for three-point range. Nice pass inside, but it's a turnover. And Isaiah Roby commits the foul.
Man, the Santa turnover Spurs tonight.
You just lose concentration for a second.
Warriors up by 35 with 10:27 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Jordan Poole gets the handoff from JaMychal Green. Bounce pass to JaMychal Green, but it was kick ball. Warriors retain possession.
Yes, the one thing we're talking about is the offensive explosion, but I like the defense.
Facts, Mitch. Facts, because their defense has been awful this year. So yeah, to play good defense against San Antonio, this should be big for their confidence as they go into their next game because it ain't going to be easy for Golden State. They got Phoenix next.
Mm-hmm. On the road.
Who they just lost to 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Good ball movement. Hall in the corner for three. And how about Hall off the bench? 3 threes.
Oh, you
He's
meant
got what,
Lamb. His
9?
name's
Well,
Lamb.
I'm sorry, Lamb.
Right.
I meant to say Lamb.
You're fine. You're fine.
So we got a miss. I think that's Jiang who missed that shot. Hall gives it. I'm sorry, not Hall. Excuse me. Lamb gives it a pull. Jamichael Green and on the post up gives it over to DiVincenzo off the screen. Takes a step back 3 and he drains that one.
Mm-hmm.
It is Warrior reigning threes day. 19 threes for the Warriors. And you know the Warriors, when they make their threes, they're hard to beat.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Josh Richardson with the ball. Richardson gives it over to McBuckets. McBuckets trying to drive, and another turnover by the Spurs. Unbelievable.
It's a turnover fiesta by San Antonio.
Here's James Wiseman. Yeah, I agree with that. They need to get him going. Look at that. Spurs down by 41 points.
Hoo-wee.
Here's Jordan Poole. Shoots it, but he misses. Rare miss. 9 minutes remaining here in this game. Josh Richardson splits the defense, goes to the free throw line, hits it on the jumper right there on the line. It's a 111-72 game, and then careless turnover, and then dangerous foul by DiVincenzo.
Man, Jay Rich almost had a concussion. Thank God he's up. Thank God he's up right now. I think let's see if it's a flagrant foul. Do you think that was flagrant to you?
Let's see.
I don't think.
No, he was going for the ball.
Yeah,
I thought at first. Yeah, he went for the ball. You could see him touch the ball as he went for it. No intent whack. But they might. Well, who knows? These are the referees. They might call it. But if you look at DiVincenzo, he went for the ball.
Right.
He wasn't trying to intensely hurt Josh Richardson. But I won't be surprised if the refs call a flagrant on this.
Good point. Even though this has been an annihilation to this point, it's been kind of physical in the second half, late in the third quarter, fourth.
Yeah, you see, look. Oh wait, the follow through with the right hand might change that now. See, because the left hand got the ball, but then the right hand. See, that's going to be a flagrant.
Do you think flagrant 1 or flagrant 2?
I'm going to say flagrant 1 because if you look at his left hand, he swiped. He did get contact with the ball, but you could tell he didn't intentionally want to do that with the follow through with the right. But right. I say that's a flagrant 1. But again, I won't be surprised if they give a flagrant 2.
Mm-hmm. And he's one thought out there. Dante DiVincenzo is a one-time champion. I mean, yeah. What they call?
Oh, so they call a flagrant 2.
Wow.
So DiVincenzo is ejected. So they call a flagrant 2. Like I said, I thought that was a flagrant 1 just because he did follow through with the head, but it's the windup.
Yeah.
Because like I said before, he went for the ball first, and then you saw the windup and the smack. I would have gave a flagrant 1, not a flagrant 2.
Agreed. Same here.
Tom Tolbert, did you just duck my question? What was your question? Do you think it had anything to do with the score? No.
Yo, Run TMC should do more games though. Same thing with Tom Tolbert. They should do more games.
Here is the windup. Wind up and hit to the head. Okay. That was all. Yeah, you gotta go. And here's the bewilderment by your college teammate. Oh yeah, you gotta go. Excuse me? Yeah. You know what that'd have been in the 80s? That looked. That looked. I think he looked at you.
We could just talk through because this is a 40-point game.
Right. So, where do you think Golden State of San Antonio will finish in the standings? If you had to guess, Lou.
Okay, Bates Diop knocks down the 3, so it is a 35-point game after all those free throws made. Where do they finish? It's still too early to say because the Spurs have, like I said, they've surprised people expectations wise in terms of how they played because this team is supposed to be tanking. And Golden State, I knew they were going to get off to a slow start because they're coming off a championship, and anytime you're an NBA champion, teams are going to give you your best, especially with the problems that the Warriors have right now. But you know what, G Money, you got a point. It has been physical in the second half because Kuminga just got knocked down by Jang right there. He got a little pop.
Crazy. For me, I think the Spurs, even though they've come down to earth as of late, they have been surprising, like you said, 6-7, soon to be 6-8 in the next few minutes. The Spurs do play hard, but sometimes, even though they do play hard, sometimes here and there they'll get beaten up to a pulp. They just lack a star. I don't think they make the playing tournament. For the Warriors, I still think they will finish a top 4 seed in the West if they can just get right. I think this year, I don't think they'll repeat. I just think if the Clippers get healthy, the Nuggets get healthy, there's still the Suns out there, you still got the Mavs. I think the Warriors, even though it will be a tough out, I just think going back to back will be challenging as far as teams out there. And if they do get back to the final stage of the league, get back to the big dance, they got to face Boston, Milwaukee. That'll be tough, man.
Yep. I agree. Good Warriors ball movement until that turnover. There's Isaiah Roby on the layup, and it's a 31-point game. And then we got a turnover. Making a rookie mistake. Forgot to pass the ball before that, so that's a turnover.
Man, Spurs need Timmy D, the Admiral, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker to get him out of this jelly.
Yeah, they need the old Spurs back. They need the championship Spurs back.
Facts.
They need pre-Kawhi Leonard injury, Kawhi Leonard.
Facts.
Kuminga gives it over to Moody. Hall was trying to get open, but then Kuminga's going to shoot the three, and he's off. That's a bad gamble by Kuminga. You don't take those kind of gambles like that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This man lost the handle of the ball. Bates Diop missed the three-pointer, and the rebound's off to Kuminga.
Man,
I will say this. Can we give credit to the Warriors where it's due in terms of their player development, drafting, and their scouting?
Oh, yeah. Amazing job. I agree. Amazing.
They just know how to plug and play guys into this system.
Mm-hmm. They have.
Isaiah Roby goes up for the layup. Nice Scottie Pippen type scoop right there. We're going to have a timeout by Steve Kerr as the lead has cut to a dangerous 29 points.
Yikes! Oh, wow. The Warriors should pee their pants.
6.5 remaining here in the fourth. 111-82. Warriors up by 29 as we take a commercial break.
And good point, Jay. Captain Jackson would help to make this comeback. So I guess Pops are like, yo, guys, we're getting our tails, we're getting our asses kicked. Hey, can you come back so we can make the biggest comeback in fourth in NBA history, being out by 41 and pulling up the upset? Yo.
Are you kidding me? You're missing the greatest player in Spurs history, Speedy Claxton. You need him back.
Claxton too, first. And Rodman too. And Sean Elliott.
We need Bruce Bowen. I mean, how can we forget about the great Vinny Del Negro? I mean,
facts. And Avery Johnson too. How can you forget with him? The championship winning shot. Remember it on NBC and MSG? Beautiful shot for Avery Johnson. That won the Spurs their first ever chip. I mean, out of 5 titles. Crazy.
You need him. You need
Hang on. Yes, Mom.
That's right. We need Mario Ellie. That's right. We definitely need Mario Ellie. We need the toughness. We need Jared Jackson. We can't forget about Danny Ferry. We need an old Terry Porter. I mean, come on, man. We need Will freaking Purdue. So like I mentioned, man, 6.5 remaining here in the fourth, 111-82. Run TMC having a great time calling this Warriors game right now. They've been up as many as 41 points on the San Antonio Spurs. 111-70 was the score. So biggest lead for the Spurs has been 2. Warriors has been 41.
Yeah. A good old-fashioned butt kicking. Yep.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna need the Iceman George Gervin.
Yeah.
San Antonio was outscored Golden State 14-12 here in the fourth quarter, but it does not matter considering how many points they've given up in this game. 33, 28, and 38 they allowed the Warriors to score in the first 3 quarters. Just unacceptable defense by the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Connected on both ends of the floor. No question. No question. I mean, this is important minutes for these guys. Every time they come out, it's important minutes to understand how they're going to play with the starters or the second unit.
Which is why I said that the Warrior system is very important, because the guys coming off the bench, they get to learn the system as they go through the course of the season. These guys are going to become important as the season moves along.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a 3-pointer hit. And the score is 114-82.
You had like 10 two-a-days, and we went over offense.
Good give and go right there by the Spurs. Nice pass. Nice pass to Hall.
We need to play on defense. If they have that type of training camp, then they'll be further along.
Score is 114-84, 30-point lead. Moody gets the handoff from James Wiseman. Kuminga then gives the ball to Wiseman. Wiseman puts the ball on the foot to the step through, takes a turnaround with the left hand, but overshoots it, barely grazes rim on the left.
Oh, my fault.
Hall fakes it. They give it to Jang. Bates Diop gets the ball. There's Bassey. Gives it over to Hall. There's Jang on the right block. Starts to post up. Passes it off to Chong. Shoots a 3. Awful. Misses. And we got a push off.
Younger teams that are trying to develop that. Right. Well, you see a lot of teams now, a lot of guys getting together during the offseason. Right. So they can get a little.
So right now the lineup for Golden State is Rollins, Moody, Lamb, Kuminga, and Wiseman. For San Antonio is Hall, Sochan, Diop, Bassey, and Jang.
Shout out to G Money for giving the starting lineup for both teams currently right now in the fourth quarter. Warriors up 114-84, 30-point lead with 5:02 remaining in this game. And Jang is going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. But we can honestly both agree that this game is about over because the Spurs do not have the firepower to come back from a 30-point deficit unless if the Warriors really get lackadaisical and that clock stops as Jang misses the free throw.
Yep, agreed. They'll need Jesus to make a comeback.
So, breaking news. It appears that LeBron's injury is more serious than expected, and it says he is not moving too well. I'm not sure what that injury is, but you know how I get very suspicious. I'm not saying that his body isn't breaking down because I believe it is, but, you know, he's been known to fake injuries for the narrative. But currently his injury is a little bit serious. Nice turnaround by Kuminga right there. Just can't hit. 114-85. Hall shoots a 3 and he drains it. 26-point game, 114-88. Oh, they counted as a 2. Foot on the line.
Durant to the front of the line.
And we got a 3-pointer shot by Hall, but he misses. There's Sean Elliott. Damn, we were just talking about you. If only you suited up for this game. Jang misses the three. I don't know why he's shooting threes because he's not that good of a three-point shooter. And we got a miss by Hall from three. Jordan Hall misses from three. Here's Lamb. Nice pass to Moody for the dunk. Count it plus the foul.
The yabby dabby do poster ram and slam and jam up. The Spurs are 9 to Moody right now, and Moody is posterize Hall. Posterize Hall.
They said Moses, how good? He said, what kind of mood you in? In a dunking mood, as he dunks it with two hands against the N1.
In study hall right now.
Moses in a happy mood as he makes a free throw. Lead back up to 30. Warriors with 31 assists.
And counting.
3:40 remaining here in this game. The Spurs finally moved the ball for the first time probably all game, which was a great possession. Well, I should say probably since the first quarter. That's probably when they moved the ball the best. Lamb to Kuminga, to Moody, to Wiseman. Shovel pass. Kuminga hits the three. He's played well off the bench. Warriors up by 33. Look at the Warriors. 21 threes. Season high.
Whew. They're playing Papa Shot, Papa Free. You get a trifecta. You get it free. You get a trifecta. It's all going in.
Here's Hall. Free throw line jumper. Can't hit. Rebound over the Lamb. I don't know who this player is. Takes it coast to coast, but he gets blocked.
Oh, that's Rollins. Are you talking for the Warriors? Rollins.
That's Rollins. Okay, I haven't seen him play at all this year, so this is my first chance of viewing him. But Wiseman gets the tip, and the Warriors are back up by 35.
It was nice to see Steph now to get 35 or 40.
No, yeah, that was a good thing. Steph has been carrying this offense, so it was good to see that he only got 16 tonight, but it was good. So
Steph is hobbling a little bit.
He did hobble when he went to the bench. I did see that.
See, this is what I was trying to tell people. Injury prone. So
you can see. Yeah, look, he's grimacing. You can see it in his face. 2:28 remaining, 122-87. Warriors blowing him up by 35. Yeah, you can see Curry is hobbling.
True. I don't think he'll be out for too long. I think maybe like a twist or something because he's always dealt with ankle injuries his whole career. So I don't know what it is. It could be like a knee or an ankle twist or something, or probably sitting on the bench too long or something because the game's over. So, but I think it'll be fine.
Okay, so Jay is saying that LeBron's injury apparently might leave him out possibly 15 games.
Damn.
And quite honestly, he's missed a lot of games as a Laker compared to his days as a Cavalier in the Heat. He's missed a lot of time.
He has. 2019 missed 27 games. 2020 was durable. 2021 he missed 27 games. And then last year, 26 games.
So, yeah, he hasn't really been completely healthy as a Laker with the exception of the bubble year.
Mm-hmm. The only star player I should say that's been durable is really Jokic, in my opinion. Really more Jokic. Because even though Giannis is durable sometimes, even he's been injury prone this year too.
Yeah. What do you think about the Milwaukee Bucks and the fact that they've been able to play as well as they have, despite the fact that Chris Middleton is still out with an injury?
They're playing great. I mean, I know they lost. I know they've come down to earth. It's like lost 3 of the last 5, but they're playing great basketball. They're moving the ball, playing great defense. I mean, Drew Holiday, even though he's been streaky this year offensively, his defense on point. Also, the fact that what I love about the Bucks are doing, they're moving the ball, sharing the ball. Giannis is like an MVP. I thought Grayson Allen's played well. And if they're dangerous and healthy, I got the Bucks as my champions for 2023.
Definitely wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks were to be NBA champions. They can come out of the East. I still think that they are that team. They just had an unfortunate injury to Chris Middleton in the series against the Boston Celtics. He was much needed.
True, he got hurt in game 2 against the Bulls, in fact, in the first round.
Yeah, the fact that the Bucks went 7 against Boston and Chris Middleton did not play
Mm-hmm.
tells me that the Bucks probably would have returned to the finals most likely in
Right, and who knows?
2022 against Golden State.
Right, and they may have won the title. Who knows?
Who knows?
Right,
Here is
but
Sachoon at the free throw line. Makes
what
the
do you think
first
about
one.
Socho?
You said what I think about Sachoon for the Spurs?
Yeah, Socho for the Spurs. Yeah, what do you think about him?
Well, I felt tonight he played a little out of control. I didn't like his shot selection. He definitely could have played better. I feel like he needs to change his mechanics on his free throw and jump shot in general because it looks a little flat.
Agreed.
So he could change. He needs to change his mechanics on the shot. It looks a little flat. But I did not like the way he played though offensively. I felt that he was rushing. That should have been a turnover, but fortunately the Warriors don't get affected. That's another thing with the Spurs. They never really tried to force turnovers. The Warriors only had one turnover the entire third quarter. I don't know how many turnovers they have in this quarter, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't been much. I could just check. 33-point game, 2:12 remaining here in the fourth. Warriors have got this in the bag. Yeah, the Warriors have 4 turnovers in this quarter. They only had 1. As Lamb knocks down another 3. 3 number 22. 125-89 is the score. Under 2 minutes remaining. Is that Isaiah Roby? Yes, and he draws the foul. I don't think the foul is going to be on. Is it going to be on Rollins or is it going to be on Lamb? Looks like it probably is going to be on Lamb.
Right.
Isaiah Roby to the free throw line, 125-89.
Ooh, another team that's been surprising. No one's talked about this team. The Portland Trailblazers. They've been shocking. They've been blazing hot this year, man.
Oh, I forgot. What was their record? I know they started off pretty well. They started 8-3.
They're 9. I think they're 9 and let's see. Portland has to be 9-4. Yeah, they're 9-4. Yeah.
They actually lead the West right now by percentage points. They're tied with Denver. And Utah's settled down a bit after starting off 8-1. They have lost. They've lost 4 of their last 6 games now, so they're 10-5.
And they were 10-3 to start. Yeah.
Memphis has been up and down. They've been inconsistent. I feel like they should be better than what they've shown so far, but who knows? They might get hot. Jay says if it's an ankle injury for Steph, then they may sit him. Steph has had ankle injuries since his days with Mark Jackson, which is very true.
Agreed.
Jay says I would have cashed in on KM way before. KM was horrible before his injury versus the Bulls in the playoffs. Oh, Middleton. Yeah. Well, I know Middleton had a great series in the finals against Phoenix. He shot 49% and averaged 24 in that series. But he didn't shoot the ball well right before he got injured against Chicago. So that is true. And Middleton to me is kind of a wild card because I feel like when the moment gets too big, he struggles. I mean, he did have a breakthrough in the finals. Don't get me wrong. I kind of felt that was more of Giannis's doing and how historic he was, especially in that Game 6 against the Suns. But it was nice that Chris Middleton actually had a great series because he was struggling up to that point. As Rollins makes a left-handed layup with under a minute remaining, and it's a 130-95 game. Spurs might not even crack 100 points.
Agreed.
And Isaiah Roby shoots an air ball.
Hey, Iggy's back for a 19th season.
Damn, this guy got a championship without even playing. Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Jay says you did the Blazers at Pelicans when the Blazers won without their big. Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying that they had gotten off to that 8-3 start. And then I'm also saying that that's true. The Pelicans have been a little disappointing in the fact that they got high expectations. I know it's a long season, but I thought they would come out and be better than what they've played. I haven't been happy with their defense. That's a certain. They do lack some shooting. If they can get some shooting, that team can really be dangerous. But
Facts, facts.
they do lack some shooting, but I don't like their defense. Their defense has not been good this year.
Right. And final score, the Golden State Warriors absolutely curb stomped the San Antonio Spurs 132-95. Steve Kerr takes care of Pop tonight like he did back in 2017 and 2018 also in the place in which the Warriors beat the Spurs in 5. So it was a pretty much a game in which the Spurs just had to soak it up and look dead in the water, while the Warriors pretty much had their feet on top of the couch the whole time and drink a martini. Absolutely annihilation tonight. It goes to 132-95 Golden State.
And there's Pop and Steve Kerr having a little joke and a little fun at it. Warriors won by 37, 132-95. They totally dominated the Spurs. Spurs had no answer for them from the three-point line. They won the points in the paint battle in the second half. And there's really nothing much you could say. And Curry did not have to carry the Spurs. He didn't have to carry, even though despite the fact that he's, he has a little bit of an injury, which is it might be an ankle, looks like. Not probably too serious. Hopefully it's not too serious. But it was great to see Jordan Poole put up 36 points. The Warriors had, I believe, 6 guys in double figures tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Spurs pretty much got nothing. The only thing they really had was Keldon Johnson getting hot in the third quarter, but that was pretty much just about it. Nothing else. Everybody
Warriors
else
have 5 guys in double figures. 5. Right. I mean, Derek Vassell didn't hit a bucket in the second half. He was 3 of 11, 0-3 in the second half. Isaiah Roby was terrible, 3 of 9. Josh Richardson, 3 of 12, was jacking up shots. Sochan, like I said, man, was just being too loosey-goosey, 5 of 13. Bayes Giab was so 5 of 12, 2 steals. Keldon Johnson did get hot in the third quarter, but it did not feel impactful at all. I don't think he had an impact. And Jakob Proto only 6 shots. Didn't get him involved. The Spurs, Dougie McBuckets was hot early, but he kind of disappeared 2 of 6 from the field. Gorgie Jang was giving you nothing, 1 of 4. Bassey, 3 for 5. The Spurs just looked out of it. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, let me just say this about Carson Wentz, getting off topic here for football.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Taylor Heineke at quarterback has come in and the Commanders have won 4 of their last 5 games, including the fact that they just beat the 8-0 Philadelphia Eagles. Carson Wentz has not been the same since that MVP season he had in 2017 and then 3 seasons ago when he had a really good season despite having all those injuries to his wide receivers and offensive line. But Carson Wentz has become now more overrated than anything. Anyway, Jay in the comment section says Jarvis Hayes isn't moving the needle for them when Portland was without Dame and Nurkic. Jay also says the Spurs are incomplete. They need to be sellers on any trades they may do, starting with Doug McDermott.
McDermott is gone. He's gone.
The Lakers have been trying to get McDermott, but I don't see the Spurs trading to the Lakers for that because they don't have really anybody that they want.
Right. Russ has been in trade rumors for the Spurs, though.
My question is that even if Russ gets traded, is he going to stay on the bench or is he going to demand to start? Because Russ's numbers are actually better since he's been off the bench.
True.
But is he going to demand to start?
That's a good point.
He's accepting the role right now, but is he going to accept it if he gets traded? That's the question.
That's a good point.
Depending on what team he goes to, if he gets traded.
Right. And for the Warriors, do you think they need to get another piece in there, or do you think they just need to stay healthy if they want to repeat?
No, they need to stay healthy, and they do need to get another piece. I really feel like they're missing something. If I was to point out to what they're missing, shooting, they're fine. I don't think shooting is really their biggest problem. I really think I feel like they need to have, I feel like a wing defender If they could get themselves another big man, would be nice. I feel like JaMychal Green, to me, I don't know why they picked him up. I guess
He's not getting anything.
I feel like they just got him to kind of fill the void because of the fact that they lost. I'm telling you right now, they're missing Gary Payton II. And I said that I feel like they miss Otto Porter Jr. too.
And B at least was big too.
Because I feel like both those guys played solid defense, GP, we already know what he is defensively. But what I'm saying is that
Otto Porter and Gary Payton.
Otto Porter was a big piece in terms of his ability to stretch the floor, veteran player, and play some solid defense for them in the championship run. So he got himself a championship ring, which was nice. But they need that for sure.
Yeah, agreed. And another thing too, the whole Draymond Jordan Poole situation. I mean, it's kind of died down as of late, somewhat, a little bit, not too much, because recently I think Draymond blamed Jordan Poole for the last loss. Do you see Draymond Green coming back next year, or do you think he's gone?
No, I think he's gone. The Warriors, but it depends because the Warriors, they've kept him long enough, and I feel like no one's held Draymond accountable for his actions. So I really think that I honestly believe that if the Warriors are gonna get rid of him, they should have got rid of him by now. I just don't know who's gonna be the shooter. I think isn't Draymond in his last year of his $100 million contract?
Yeah, he's in his last year. Yeah,
I doubt they bring him back. And if I'm the Warriors, if they're smart, they don't bring him back. You just don't need that kind of a distraction. He's had an inflated ego ever since he's won these championships. Again, Draymond is great for what he does in his role, but he acts like he's a superstar player, and he's not a superstar. That's what kills me about Draymond. He's been allowed to run his mouth and get away with a lot of cheap hits. So,
right. And another team that no one's talking about that's playing exquisite basketball, the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento's been surprising. They started off 0-4, they won 6 of their last 6, and they're starting to win some of the close games now. De'Aaron Fox has played like an all-star. Domantas Sabonis has been good. Keegan Murray, they've been phenomenal. I thought Harrison Barnes has played well. Malik Monk has been a great pickup.
Hold on real quick. Andrew, stop coming in with that biasness. Please stop. You saw what happened before the season started with that Draymond Poole incident. You know that if they struggle, the media's going to bring it up. Please stop. Stop being biased. Like I can't stand it. Like stop being biased.
Right.
Just because I say something doesn't mean that it's going to happen. It's going to happen when it happens.
Right.
Now the Kings are lucky. The Kings are actually playing well. They've actually played better than what I thought they were going to play.
Exactly. I mean, look at them. They're 9th in the Western Conference. They're half game back of New Orleans. Again, I'm not saying they'll make the playoffs, but don't be surprised if they do. Keep an eye out for Sacramento. And I thought Mike Brown has brought some culture for the Kings.
Yeah, but one thing I don't like, though, I already saw in terms of news, I saw that De'Aaron Fox fired his agent and is possibly going to sign with Clutch Sports if he hasn't signed with already. I'm like, great. Is that going to be another client? Because if you look at the Lakers, there are 6 Lakers currently on Clutch Sports, and now De'Aaron Fox signs with them. That's going to be, if they were to think of getting him and he's on the roster, unless to figure out who they traded, I'm like, how many guys are signed with Clutch Sports? Like, it's crazy. I've never heard of an NBA player have this kind of control over other players in the sports agency. Never, ever, ever.
Mm-hmm. Right. Even the Pacers have been a surprise. 6-6 this year. They were horrendous last year. This year, they've been decent to this point. So the Pacers have been a surprise. The Raptors, I know they just beat the Pistons, but they've kind of been inconsistent this year, even though Siakam's been out for a while. The Sixers, even though they won 2 in a row, Joe Embiid toyed with the Jazz with 59-10. 59, 11, 8, and 7. He was just phenomenal. Almost had a 60 piece. But Philly's been iffy. James Harden out for a month. So
the Sixers are going absolutely nowhere. They are going absolutely nowhere. I already see the story. Again, Doc Rivers as your head coach, you're not winning squat. You're not winning squat with him as head coach. Sorry. James Harden, have no faith in him. I've seen his story before. even if he got himself in better shape. I just don't see it. They don't really have a system, and Doc has been like this for years. Like I said, the reason that it worked with Boston is because they had a very intelligent, high IQ point guard in Rondo, and he got to run sets.
Mm-hmm.
Doc doesn't run anything, and it's like it's evident now. He just has the talent around him, and he just says a bunch of nonsense. That's why he hasn't been successful since Boston.
Right, and Embiid is streaky in the playoffs himself too.
He doesn't make any adjustments, and he gets all this praise. Like, it's ridiculous. But anyway, all right, guys. So we're gonna call it a night. I think for tomorrow, I'm looking at Grizzlies and Pelicans tomorrow to do.
See.
So hopefully I'm all good. I'll be able to do that. And G Money, you'll be on the call with me on Grizzlies Pelicans if I got nothing going on, and I will let you know. But yeah, we'll probably do Grizzlies Pelicans.
Awesome. That would be amazing. Ja versus Zion. The future. If both guys can stay healthy, the Rams will be crying today. It's actually today because it's after midnight. Today, the Rams will be crying. And it's on TNT. First ever matchup on TNT that Ja has to fly to Zion, because usually the previous meetings are in Memphis. This time in the Big Easy. That'll be spicy to do. Could be a playoff preview. Don't sleep on that.
Yep. All right, guys. So it is the end of this stream. Shout out to Notorious G Money Hoops. Warriors win 132-95 over the Spurs. So have a good night, everybody, from the Louis Sports Network. Bless up. Live, laugh, love. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of the stream. Like, share, and obviously continue to subscribe to the channel. You can catch G Money at where once again? Let them know.
BX Sports Jedi Network.
Oh my goodness, Andrew. Everybody against your Warriors always get a lucky win. It's the same story with you. Everybody have a wonderful night. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Continue to like and share. Hit that outro, and I'm going.
So many times, and I just wish they would just stop. You know what I mean? Just stop. I mean, he was, Michael Jordan, I'm Kobe Bryant. I mean, we're two different players, and I wish people would just let it go. It really annoys me. Because, you can't compare